so.
Oh, you want me to push it in for you?
Push
it.
Baby.
Oh no, it didn't go. Not yet. Don't wait. Oh, okay, we're in.
No,
We're in. We're good. Well, that just ended the scene. I'm going home.
That's a wrap.
That wasn't good for you? I'm sorry. It was good for me.
Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcasts. I'm your host, Molly Stewart, and for those tuning into the show for the first time, you'll find that we define wholesome a little differently here. This podcast showcases the voices and stories of not only adult performers, but many other artists, small business owners, and more. Whether you're hoping to laugh or learn, you're in the right place. Today's guest is someone I have been so excited to have on the show, and our schedules tried to coordinate for so long. Phoenix Marie joined me, and as I hadn't yet had a chance to sit down and chat with her one-on-one, you can imagine we got into so much. If you're listening on audio, you won't notice a change today, but if you watch video episodes of the show at youtube.com/MollyStewartChats, you'll notice my face cam has been replaced by a hand-drawn image of myself. The footage was corrupted partway through the show, so I had to make do. Lessons learned by laughing at yourself, I suppose. Someday I will have a producer to make sure there are less hiccups, and to help with that, please consider subscribing, sharing with a friend, or supporting the show at anchor.fm/TWND. Thank you for listening, and leave a comment to help the algorithm. Now, let's get to Phoenix Marie. Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I am your host, Molly Stewart, and today's guest I'm so excited about because I've been trying to get her on for so long. Phoenix Marie.
I think you get that sound, not me, but it's fine.
We've met and interacted so many times, but we've never been able to work together.
Nope.
And then it was like, even when there was like talks of, maybe working together, especially when I was contracted for MindGeek, It was like, then the pandemic hit, my contract expired. Ain't nobody shooting, and then it feels like so many people like lost contact and started doing like their own things to just like get them through the situation.
And you were lucky if you had somebody's phone number that's still willing to shoot. That was always the other thing.
Yes.
It's like, listen, I don't have COVID. I'll test for COVID. We're good. Like, let's still
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're still trying to, make money out here and like...
Well,
and
pay our rents, right?
Pay the rent, but like, it's also like the fans were stuck just as much as we were. Yeah. So then it's like, well, they still want stuff to jerk off to, but companies aren't shooting. So as long as everybody's tested and we don't have to like... I think one of the reasons that I kind of like... gave up kind of shooting during the pandemic was I did a scene with Lacey Lennon, which was awesome. I did it for Brazzers. It was a ham scene for like Thanksgiving. It was super cool. The scene came out great.
Thanksgiving. There you go.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, you set it up. I had to.
And Lacey is super nice, super amazing. But I did not get to walk onto that set until almost 4:00 because my test didn't come back.
Yep.
And it was to the point where it was like, I'm not allowed to come in the house to pee, like the shoot house, even with a mask on. I have to like go drive to a Starbucks to go pee like multiple times throughout this day that I'm waiting for the test to come back. And I'm like, if this happened with like another performer, we could test like 2 days before and just be like, well, we're staying at home because we're all stuck at home. So let's just shoot, which I understand why they had to have the restrictions. But for me, it was kind of like,
It's that boundary of respectful. And then you're like, you're overly respectful. I'm going to need you not to be as respectful.
Don't respect me quite so much, okay? I like a little disrespect.
Don't we all?
But like, so with that, because I know, how long have you been contracted for like MindGeek brands and stuff like that? Or are you not right now?
No, I am. No. It's cute because like, whenever I got in 15 years ago, they had just started, right? And they're all boob based. So I did my 5th scene ever for Brazzers. And it was really cute because they've always said I'm the unofficial contract girl. And then they started contracting people like Nikki Benz and Madison and everybody else. And I got out whenever they really started contracting people. And then when I came back and I decided to come back because, I do the medical stuff too, I was like, I only want to come back for them. And they're like, okay. And I'm all, you guys have to work with me though. Like, this is what I want. And they said, we're not sure. The first year, the second year, I was like, okay, listen, other people are asking me. I only want to be contracted to you guys. I don't want to support anyone else but you guys. Yeah. And I'm close friends with like Naughty Americas and like all the other brands and the entire industry.
Yeah, you have good relationships everywhere because it's like, you're everywhere.
Everyone knows, everywhere.
Everyone knows who you are. I knew who you were before I even shot mainstream porn.
How?
Because I watch porn.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know, crazy.
No.
But even as a cam model, I would like to even go on things like Pornhub.
Yeah.
And just kind of like look at the way that other people shot, whether it was mainstream, whether it was a performer's like amateur content, because I was getting into the scope of actually like not just camming, but also creating video content. And like, you know, I had my camcorder and I figured out Adobe Premiere and, you know, all the fun stuff like that. So I'd actually go and look at performers, and if anyone could be someone to look at, it would be you. You're like a veteran in the industry and you're amazing. So
I'm old, that's all I heard there, but we're good.
girl, no, you're not.
Well, no, but like, it's very, very honored. Thank you. But it's like, for me, I always look and go, people watch me. I swear in my life, I don't ever think about that. Like, I meet fans, right? And they'll be at conventions and we're all hanging out, and I've known them for 15 years.
Yeah.
I've been in
these people
avians.
have been jerking off to me like forever.
But I don't even think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, when Abella got in, I'm all, just bleep out the age that she says here, just so you know ahead of time. She's like, I've been watching you since I was 12. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
18, bitch. 18.
Don't tell me that.
She's like, I can't say 18. I'm 18 now. And I'm like, oh,
my
God,
God.
you're
Yeah.
screwing me, dude.
I don't know.
But I can't ever think about doing camming. Like, the fact that you can cam, there's an art to it.
I don't as much anymore, but it was definitely my thing for the longest time. I kind of do like...
You've won awards for that, though, right?
Yeah, in the past.
Yeah.
In the past. But it's not like camming, I would say, is, and I make this distinction for those that are listening because I keep getting asked why I no longer cam on the website that I used to cam for. And I've explained this in multiple live streams. You guys are welcome to check them out. But it's kind of just like not my wheelhouse anymore because I feel like camming was the only thing that I did for so long. And then it's like once I had the opportunity to try other things, I was like, oh, there are things that I can flex my creativity even more. And then also, you know, not have to have the pressure of like a monthly ranking system and like it's always a competition. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, that's...
When I got into porn, that was actually something that was like, wow, because I'm meeting these other performers and we're not competing with each other. We're just working with each other. We're not trying to steal fans from each other or and I know that some people obviously still spread drama, but it's not to the point of, I feel like, trying to backstab as much. Like, I know that it still exists and you know, I know that people have had their bad experiences, but I feel like camming is so cutthroat in that way because you're always in a competition. It's not like a yearly competition where you get like the AVN awards that you compete for. It's like it's the AVN awards like every month, and so it's like it breeds so much animosity, and just trying to keep out of the drama is intense. So porn was a nice little step back from that.
I just think about the hours you guys have to dedicate to something like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot.
We go, you know, I tried I'm all stripping. Sorry, I can't even think of it. I tried stripping, like, because whenever you get in, they make you feature dance. And it's like with LA Direct back in the day, my first agency. And then I said, no more agents ever. 13 years, no agent.
Good on you.
And I was like, very much, okay, whatever the boss says. And so we had to do like 6 to 7 of them. I did them. I made a shit ton of money. I looked at every girl in that like club. I'm like, take this money. I don't need it. I will never do this again. Like, that is another hustle and a dope way to make money, but I'm just like, I want to go to set, fuck, get my money, have a good day, and leave.
Yeah, you're like, get here, get it done, come, go home. Like,
exactly. That was a big part. Like, I forgot is the come part. Thank you.
I've tried stripping. Stripping was what I did before camming, and it was awful. And it was like definitely not for me. And that's one of the reasons that I am more comfortable in like an only online space, or even something like porn where there's that separation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm a very shy person, much more able to control the shyness now, especially I think like being in the entertainment world. But yeah, I'm like, I get nervous even talking to you, and I've talked to you before.
Yeah.
And I get nervous every time I do an episode, even if it's someone that I've talked to many times, or I'm like, error.
Oh no, the card reader.
Error.
Pause it.
Pausing, David. My couch is covered in dog drool. I don't know why I thought teal velvet. Certainly. There's 3 corgis. Like, what was it? I don't
Because
know.
it goes with the door and the picture and all
The whole house is kind of centered around this couch. And I was like, damn, I love this couch. But then I thought, oh, they listen to me. They'll stay off the couch, or I have a big waterproof dog blanket. I'm like, they'll stay on this area.
No.
They don't. Julia loves to just
lick herself
couch.
and the couch.
No, not even herself. She doesn't give it, like, she will start, and then there's like a wet spot and it blooms like this. I think the couch is, yeah, anyway.
You're like, I'm going to be getting a new teal couch.
Anyway, so I'm shy. I don't remember where I was going with that, but
you were just saying, like, talking even to me, and like you could be around people all the time and you still get that level of like, God, I don't want to be a nerd and I hope they like me.
Yeah, and it's like, but I won't typically come across that way because I'm used to being like, okay, well, you got to like perform, you know what I mean? Whether it's in a scene or whether it's especially on cam, because you're on cam for such an extended period of time, it would be like being on set for like an entire set day, but you're acting the entire time. And I don't say that as like, oh, I'm acting, because obviously it's pieces of me that I use to entertain.
Right.
But when it gets to that certain point, it's kind of, you push it, you elevate it, because it's like you're trying to entertain people and keep them around, and it's
exhausting.
And it's exhausting.
And you're just
it's good, but it gets to be a lot, especially when that's like your everyday.
Yeah, no. See, yeah. Again, I just sit there and do this because I can't, and I will not like. And I, they're like, you should go live more. You make more money if you go live. And I'm like, yeah, no. Well, there's this thing called brazzers.com. Go there. You can see me all the time.
Then it's like I'm live all the time because I've done so many scenes. Like, how many? And I know that you have to probably know this number.
I do know the number.
Okay.
How many scenes have I been in?
Yeah.
1,367. Wow. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've had sex with 673 women.
Wow.
And 43 dudes.
43 dudes. Look at you.
Fuck men. No, I'm just kidding.
She got more pussy than all y'all motherfuckers.
Oh, I love seeing that number to guys that think they're players. I was like, yeah, I've been with 673. And they're like, what? Wait, hold on. How do you... What? And I'm all, yeah, I know.
I know. I'm cool.
Now, some of them may not have liked me, but at least they lied for me. So we're good.
Yeah, there you go. If you can at least keep pretending like you like me while we're in a scene, make it believable, and you need to act, that's great. But man, it's really nice when you actually just vibe with someone. Like, I've loved, actually, Madison Ivy is one of like the repeat people that I've worked with during the pandemic, and I love her so much. She's so dope. Madison, I know you probably don't listen, but if anyone wants to tell her, she's fucking amazing. If you guys want to buy her content, subscribe. Like, even on top of just like always being on as a performer, she's just such a nice person. The best. Like, and so creative, and just... She taped my whole body. I feel weird saying this, but like her energy, but like literally, like she walks in a room and you're just like, all right, it's going to be a good day.
And what she's fought through to get to where she is, and the fact that,
she's so strong is crazy.
She was bones basically after her car accident, and like she talks openly about her scars on her abdomen. And, like, she taped her whole body, and like she was posting something, and while we were fucking with the tape and everything, the oil, because we put a little oil on ourselves to make us look pretty, and the tattoo started moving, and I was like, your tattoo, because I was so worried for her and her scar. She goes, oh, Melissa. Yes, I go by all names. I don't really care if people know my real name. And she's like, oh, Melissa, don't worry. And I'm like, what? She goes, the scar is always going to be there. And I was like, okay, I just worried. And she goes, I know my flaws. I was like, me too, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, and I love that, because it's like, it takes a lot of courage, I feel like, to have that much vulnerability, because it's not just, oh, I'm vulnerable. It's that I'm choosing to share that journey. And that's something I find like super empowering. And I've met like a lot of women in this industry who are just amazing. And it's why it hurts like all the time when you see the hatred, for the industry itself. And it's like, you don't realize what amazing, genuine people are connected to the industry, whether they're performers or they're makeup artists or they're producers or writers even. Yeah. And it's like people that don't do anything on camera but have so much invested in trying to create, I feel like, a good set and a comfortable place for everyone to be open and be who they are and to perform in this way. And even just performers, I've learned so much from performers, even as far as like, well, I've talked about it before, but like that I thought I could cancel a scene because I got my period. And they're like, bitch, what?
You're like, no,
sponges.
Here's a sponge, shove it up there.
And then the first time I hear a sponge, I'm thinking like those blue ones with the scrubbies, like what fucking sponge? And they hand me like the bag of the makeup, little makeup sponges, and I'm like, and then I felt dumb, so I'm just like, I didn't want to ask like how many. Like, how many? Just one? I don't know. Like,
did anyone ever tell you, or did you figure it out?
I just figured it out. It's like trial and error, you know?
You're like, oh, it's a heavy flow day. Here's 2. My question is, did anyone teach you the trick for it? You know the trick.
No.
So you take one sponge dry, you stick it up. And we're not talking the big triangles. We're talking like those little cheaper
wedgies.
ones. Yeah, the wedgies. So the other one, yeah, I like the name. It works. It's a wedgie. Fuck this bitch. Camel toe, whatever. Wedgie. You're all good. Sorry, wrong side.
All good.
You take the second sponge and you completely douse it in lube. So now you're not getting dry every time someone's fingering you because all your wetness is absorbing in the sponge.
I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Especially if you're using toys.
Oh my God. See, that's actually one thing that I had that would have been super helpful when I was shooting for company porn. But the cool thing is, you asked, like, am I still shooting? It's like, no, I haven't been, because one of the things that's been awesome is if I'm on my period and I'm shooting a scene that I'm basically booking the time for and scheduling with someone, I can be like, yeah, don't use a toy on me. Like, do whatever else you want, but just don't use a toy on me, you know? And
I just
it's
open
like
my asshole up. It usually works. I know you're not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to put stuff in there. I like plugs. Plugs are sick. I've been fucking with some plugs the last couple of years, and let me tell you, game changer. But as far as
Let's clarify why you don't like to get fucked with a toy there.
Because it feels like I'm shitting something in and shitting it out and shitting it in and shitting it out and shitting it in.
And a toy doesn't feel like that. That's a very small toy you're using then.
No, I don't like anything going in.
No, butt plug wise.
Butt plug is not, it's not like going in and out. I feel like I can feel it rubbing, like when there's a dick in me or like another toy in the vagina. And I like how that feels, but I'm not like pulling it in and pushing it out either. It just stays in there.
I gotta fix her anal skills. All right, so our girl shoot suddenly becomes anal and fisting Melissa's butthole. Got it. Period.
You want these giant hands in your butthole?
Babe, please. I've had bigger.
Damn.
Remember, I have big hands too. That's
just
what she
emasculated me a little bit.
No, see, like they're not small.
No, they're not. They're not.
And I have nails and I fist myself. So
Oh, damn. That's really impressive. How did you go about like discovering that you could fist yourself? But also liked anal, for instance.
I think number 1 is liking anal in order to fist yourself. That's number 1. Number 2 was I was on set, and you know, back when you don't do boy girl, lucky bitch. But guys used to like lick their thumb and stick it in, and it was like kind of their fuck you to the girl.
Oh, that's rude.
It's the thing they do.
Yeah.
So. And we didn't have checklists back in the day, right? So you're kind of vibing with whatever the guy's vibing with. And then they always, because I had a large ass and I have an asshole that like puckers and be like, hi, you want to play?
Yeah.
So they'd stick their thumb in and then they rub their cock, like you said, that feeling, right? Which feels good to us. Mm-hmm. So he'd stick his thumb in and then they'd stick another finger in. And then eventually I'm like, oh God, I'm such an anal whore. Like, I'm all, yeah, just keep sticking fingers in. And then whenever James Dean not only stuck a Red Bull can in my asshole, but also his entire fist.
Did it give you wings?
Did not.
Damn.
I know.
The things we do to try.
But he fisted me and he's like, look, you're a James Dean sock puppet. And I was like, that is the best thing I've ever heard.
That is amazing.
And then I learned like the more fingers you put in there whenever you're like prepping. I don't use toys to prep for anal. Yeah. I don't even like stretch anymore. Mm-hmm. Manuel Ferrar fucked my ass recently with no lube.
Oh, wow.
Then I was like, oh, dear God, he's just opening up. Like, stop. Why am I a whore like this? Sorry, Apple, don't give a fuck if I say whore.
Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as it's not in the title, we're fine. Trust me, I've said whore. Whore, fuck, fuckity, fuck.
There you go.
We're definitely far in enough that you don't have to bleep anymore, so we're good.
Yes. This is not going on the trailer.
It's so dumb because I don't even know if bleeping in the first like 10 or 15 minutes helps, but I've heard from some people that it does for YouTube because like if you keep like the first little bit of it clean, then maybe yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, we will regardless because David is amazing and he bleeps the first 10 minutes.
He's like, listen, and we're safe, and we're safe, and we're safe.
Which does actually answer questions that you guys have posted in the comments before about why the bleepage occurs. Now you know. But So
you only use that bleeping for the YouTube first part, and then afterwards becomes whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Say whatever you want.
YouTube works.
I don't either. Cool. That's why I'm guessing.
Okay,
that's why
cool.
I'm just trying to not be censored.
She's lying to me. Okay.
I'm just trying to not get censored, and it's I feel like especially with our job, and I feel like anything attached to my name, and I'm sure that you get this,
Instagram, Twitter,
is a target.
Yep.
Because it's like, because of what we do. And it's not like you're, posting yourself getting fisted on the gram, but because unfortunately not unfortunately, very fortunately for all of you, you've posted yourself getting fisted on browsers or Pornhub and things
Twitter.
like that. Or Twitter, but Twitter allows it. So it's like, why are we being judged for other platforms? Because it's like, that's not your platform. That's not what we're bringing to this platform. It's not what we're bringing to TikTok and Instagram. And if you guys are, well, then you should get deleted, because that really is against terms of service.
You know how much I love a clean shave, but now that you've shaved your sack, what's next? Well, get excited, because Manscaped has launched a new all-in-one skin and hair care kit designed to cover you from head to toe. Skincare isn't just for women. You can upgrade more than just your shave, and that dwindling bar of soap isn't doing you any favors. Treat yourself to an enhanced grooming experience with Manscaped's new Ultra Premium collection. Your balls thanked you for the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, and now your armpits will thank you too with Manscaped's new Premium Underarm Deodorant. The Ultra Premium collection also includes a hydrating body moisturizer to keep your skin smooth and fresh. Use it after you lather up in the shower with Manscaped's new aloe vera and sea salt infused body wash and their 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. With your skin and hair hydrated, Manscaped threw in a free gift to keep your lips soft and kissable. A 3-pack set of lip balm made with ingredients like vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil. That's 4 products and a free gift inside the Ultra Premium collection. All products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, dye-free, and vegan-friendly. The best ingredients and zero compromise. See why 4 million men worldwide trust Manscaped to treat their balls the best, and now you can trust them with the rest. Get 20% off and free shipping when you enter my code TWND at checkout at manscaped.com, and we thank Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast.
But that's not what we're doing, and it's like, they can't separate us from that.
I've seen so many nude people on TikTok. I get sent TikToks that are disgusting, and I'm like, hold on. So, random bitch that doesn't have a name can do this, but we can't.
Yeah.
If we even shy that we're in a bikini that might show a lip hanging out slightly, we're fucking gone.
Good luck. No, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, just... And then it's like, what are we trying to compete with? And then it comes back to where whores trying to compete with sluts. And I don't mean that in a way that's like...
love that. Wait, cheers to that, because, I have never heard that before, and now it makes me really happy.
David, this is a clip moment, so roll. But, but it at the end of the day, and if you're out there doing your, hoe thing, and you're not getting paid for it, cool, more power to you. But then... we're doing the whole thing and getting paid for it. And it's like, the only unfortunate thing for us, and when we have that comparison to make to them, is like, well, they're only not getting targeted because they do that for free.
Right. I mean, Kim Kardashian can stand nude, and she's getting money later on. And we just look and go, I'm sorry, my body's more banging and it's real. So why the fuck does this bitch get the money and we don't? My tits get it, guys, okay? Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like...
No, I agree. And it's just... And it's so frustrating, because it's like, I feel like I've had this conversation every single year, multiple times, since I was even in camming. Because my Instagram that I have now, I think is like my 15th, 16th, something like that, Instagram. Knock on fake wood. And it's like, but it's just this constant battle to try to just exist.
Yeah.
And it's like, all the deplatforming and everything like that. And it's so targeted, but it doesn't really make any sense, what's allowed and what's not, because then there's even accounts that, for instance, will post, I don't know if you've seen this, I'm sure that you have, but you get people that can just tag you in things on Instagram. And it'll be like a part of a scene. And I'm like, how is this?
And it's still there in the tag marks. I made it so people can't tag shit on mine.
I just go through every 2 days and I untag myself from things that aren't relevant, which is exhausting. But I like to be able to be tagged in, things that people are posting of me for sure, but not like a scene. And then I think, all right, so I post a picture in a bikini and like a t-shirt, and that gets deleted. But there's this scene, like a part of my scene,
fingering bitches like holes.
And how is this allowed?
I've seen some shit. I've seen it where I looked and I was like, you can blatantly see my asshole's gaping right here. No one's taking this down. And fuck it. If you guys don't care, I don't care.
It's really unfortunate, but I don't know.
I don't know if there's ever going to really be a time that we'll be able to circumvent that, but I think that's also one of the things that gives our job and our industry kind of the value, is that we always do have to fight for it. And I think that the people who find the success, like people like you're down to fight for it. Like,
yeah.
you know, whatever that is.
Tell me what I gotta do. You saw that glimmer. I was like,
Yeah,
all
I
right,
saw
well,
that.
we're going. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, bitch. Like, yeah, like, and that's one of the things. And I think that anything that is rewarding is something that's worth fighting for, and that's worth, putting the best version of yourself, trying to always make it better and trying to, figure out the rules, even if it's annoying. Like, we've gotten to the point where it's like, we're not complaining about it. We just have to, or I'm not, maybe just us. I know that there are people who still complain about it, but I'm letting you guys know the complaining is pointless.
Yep.
I think it's more of a discussion needs to be had about like how to kind of coach people to be like, hey, I know that you want to like post similar stuff that you post on Twitter, on Instagram, but realize that you are beholden to whatever they say.
Yep.
So you can't complain about it if you post something that is something maybe Kim Kardashian could post, because unfortunately,
We're not
you
Kim
take
Kardashian.
dick,
Yeah.
you're not Kim Kardashian.
She did too, though.
I know that she did, but for whatever reason,
Yeah, she's exempt.
she's exempt.
So did Paris
You're
Hilton.
not exempt, and so there's, it's managing expectations, I think. And it's like, I think that there's still that that kind of sentiment in porn, especially with people who like want to get into it, is that like, I can have the fame. And it's like, but what they don't realize is that you're not gaining fame, you're gaining infamy, which in and of itself is a great way to earn money. It's a great way to gain a following, because it's polarizing, because that is what is popular, is that which is, contradictory.
Right. And I
So-
have a niece that's trying to get in. Mm-hmm. And I had to very quickly tell everyone that is mutual friends and knows my niece, I do not accept it. You will not follow her. You will not retweet her shit. And like, people are taken aback by it. And I go, no, you want to be a doctor? You're in your junior year to get your psychology degree. Mm-hmm. Do you think in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to encourage you to start doing this shit? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I just want to make a couple thousand. Even making a couple thousand for these girls, there's a million girls. And she's beautiful. And she is my niece. And I love her to death. But I had an option to completely delete her OnlyFans. Don't ask why. But I was like, and then my friend made a good point. You need to let somebody make their bad decisions and fall. And then you're not the bad guy.
Yeah. And all you can do is be there for them. But it's why I hope that people do listen to this. I know that there are some girls who have said that they do. And I know that they're, and I know that I've said this many times, but it wasn't my choice to get into the industry. And now it's an industry that I love and I'm very much a part of. And I'm very much, I wouldn't say activist for, but like, obviously I have people on here to talk about their experiences and the real people behind
The facade.
because
it's okay to say.
we all have facades, you know what I mean? But it's all pieces of us. But I think it's important to remember that, I think if you just want to get in and make a couple thousand, right? Oh, I can just come in and do a couple scenes. Those couple scenes will follow you forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And then after forever, you could die and they'll still be there. And it's one of those things that everyone's going to find it. There are going to be people who will hold it against you, and a majority of people will hold it against you. And I say that as like a cautionary thing. It's not like, oh, this industry is bad, or this industry has given people so much, me included,
my whole
yourself.
lifestyle.
Exactly. But it is not something that's for everyone. And I think that when you've been in it, like as long as you have, for instance, or even as long as I have, that you can kind of know by talking to someone and by their intentions with entering it, whether it's the right fit for them. And there are so many where it's not, but unfortunately you can say that to people and they're going to have that, bad experience. But I'm just saying, if it's something that you want to get into, make sure that that your other options are going to become very limited. So
life will become limited.
Yes, life. And that's even as far as just
Boyfriends?
other partners. Yeah. Yeah, girlfriends, boyfriends, whether you're even thinking about becoming a male performer. People don't often, people want to talk a lot about how, it hurts, women, for instance. Have you ever thought about how it even affects male performers?
Xander's pretty open about that. He's always like, how do I find a girlfriend? Yeah, great, I have a big dick. Yeah, they see. And some girls are either extremely turned on, same with us, or they're like, oh, you're disgusting. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I really like you. And I should have probably told you in the beginning that I do porn. And girls just become standoffish. It's like, dude, But we have this weird ability, and, you know, for him, he doesn't do boy, right?
Yeah.
But
some guys do.
Yeah.
And they're not into men. It's just something they do because they can make very good money at it. And
which makes
they
me
don't.
mad.
And they, yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to lie. Like,
why
if you
am
don't
I
do anything
making
you
more
don't
for
like.
girls?
Yeah. Well, but you like girls. You know what I mean?
No, I do, for sure.
And that's where I have a girlfriend of mine who's very, very famous in this industry. And she just today was like, you know, I don't even like girl scenes. And I'm like, I know. And I just think we've done so many scenes together, bitch. Stop saying it, you know? But you get luckily comfortable with somebody. And you're like,
for sure. And you can be open. But yeah, it's like we're not. But there's so many like different connotations. I know that even people, you know, for instance, who work on set, maybe they do sound, maybe they do lighting. Yeah. They do not want to be in BTS.
No.
They do not want any of that known. And it's not that they have a problem with the industry. It's that, especially because they're not performing in it, they can still recognize how much shit we get for it. And then on the same note, if people have to find out that they work on porn sets, they can have problems in the rest of their business.
Yeah, they lose
world.
their SAG card.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen. I'm like, you know, again, 15 years in, it was even worse, at least like with the OnlyFans industry helping everyone monetize. You know, you got your Justin Biebers, your Floyd Mayweathers, you know, before all these other platforms and wherever they fucking are and who gives a shit. But like, they helped make it a little bit easier for the newer girls. But and anyone involved, right? Camera, you name it. But now you just look, and I remember all the guys that were going back and forth from mainstream to porn, and finally mainstream found out, and they were excommunicado. And guess what? When everyone went from VHS, because back in those days, the VHS and the DVD, it was easier for people to need the director, right? The really beautiful glam, the penthouse style shoots, right?
For sure.
Now it's like, hey, I have a Sony 4K camera, let's fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Or even like, I'm sorry, like, I feel so old saying this, but like even the iPhone, it's crazy. Yeah. Like it is crazy. Like from the very first iPhone that I can remember, like this little like brick thing that you could just like kill someone with. No, wait, that was the Nokia. I had that too. But
she's all sidekick. Flick, flick, flick.
That was a little too much for me.
Oh,
I had the brick. But and it's like even that has come so far that you could film a scene on your phone in 4K. You have things like
on my phone.
I film stuff with GoPro because you can get POV without having to have a dude standing over your shoulder going like this. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that there isn't a place for that type of production because I still hire production teams to shoot my stuff.
Yeah, I do.
But I can also do my own amateur stuff, and it's not as good, but the fans still appreciate the amateur feel when I have so much that's professional.
It's more voyeur anyway.
Yeah, it is. And that's kind of what they like. And that's actually what turns me on is being watched. So I'm like, okay, I can make content myself in the comfort of my own home, alone even. And they're just like, and I know that they're going to, you know, like what I make. Right. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of hot. That it's like I can barely do my makeup sometimes for some of these videos. And I'm just like, I'm just going to
She did great today, in case anyone was wondering. Clearly, she killed it. I paid a lot of money for mine just because I love her. There you go.
Well, you look stunning. I had so much zits to cover up because, man, I've been eating my way through those sugar cookies. And
I know. She just wants me to put her dick in my mouth. I know it.
I made a dick, and I thought that she...
She's like, I have a goblet for you because she doesn't drink, and she's got a dick for me. Is this your first time seeing me like this?
Yeah.
So big. Oh, wait, it fell out of the pants.
Scared bunny.
Oh, no, what do I do? You're going to get deleted just for that, and I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry about it. You're all good.
Mr. Editor, edit it out.
Yeah, it's food.
Yeah,
you just eat food differently.
I definitely just ate the tip, and I don't even care. Just tip just for a
second.
Just the
tip.
Yeah, we're good. If he cries, I cry. We're good. Actually, I like when people cry. What do you like?
I like being in control. I like making other people come. So it kind of works out. Fun. It kind of works out well that I've played like the more dominant role, but I know it's also more your thing is
I like everything.
The dominant role. For sure. I feel like for me it's I don't like the pseudo domination, especially by someone who's like much smaller than me. Like I can't I can't take it seriously. Like
I want to do it.
I've done stuff like I'll do it. Like I've done them, but it's not like for that it's like it's pretty much acting. Like until we get to like she's licking my pussy as long as she knows what she's doing.
Oh, the only person I've ever let down me that was little was Aiden Starr. She's literally like 5 foot nothing.
Oh my god!
And her giant tits, and that bitch put me in pipe, literally lead pipes. and fuck the fuck out of me and beat me up, and like there has to be a certain sadistic side and a ability for me to respect them enough to submit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's the big thing.
But I think that's the thing with almost any domination role as well. And so it's kind of like they have to respect you to the point of like wanting you to do those very dominant things to them. Like,
True.
and you know, but I can also be in the reverse, but I'm typically more in the reverse with a guy, but then only if it's a guy that I'm like
in love with.
Yeah, because I'm like,
even
well,
if it's
then
for the moment, I'm
and
in
then
love
it's
with
like,
them.
because otherwise it's like I don't respect you enough, and I don't think that you respect me enough, because there's no care there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's like a totally different thing. But when it comes to women, it's kind of like that's where I can flex, and I do the dominant role, like
I can tell
with
I
men
mean, you're
with
like
men as
almost 6
well.
feet
Let me
tall,
tell
so.
you, but with women, it's fun, and I find women like so just beautiful, and their bodies are like so fun. There's so much more squish.
Yes.
And there's all squish in like the good places, you know, and guys, I mean, typically they don't have as much squish.
Because they're on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Some off. I mean, I
Well,
fucked some off. They got that tight body.
But
And you're
there's
just like,
this-
oh, I just want to plate the ab roll.
Oh, for sure. I love that too. But like, I feel like the woman, even if you get a guy who has some more squish in different places, it's like with a woman, it's just like a totally different landscape. And making a guy come is like
Super easy.
Is like, all right, so your chair is wobbly, and you get that little Allen wrench and you just screw it up and it's fine. Now, getting a woman to come, in most cases, is like assembling IKEA furniture without directions.
Big facts. She's not wrong, just so you know.
And so it's like a challenge, and it's fun because you can really tell, like I think even in scenes typically, I can tell if I actually make her come or not.
Oh, yeah.
And so if I can, then I'm like, woo! You know, but then there's the other times where it's like you get them and you can just tell that they're not into girls, and it's so sad. And I get so sad because I'm just like, what are we doing here? Do you even like this?
Oh no,
Why am I here?
I had a content day recently, and it was with a girl, and she's coming back in, and she's beautiful and a goddess, and just holy fuck. I respect her, kind of like that. I've seen her, you know, I'm like, oh wow, I'm like, I've known you for like 15 years. You've been in for like 20. I'm glad you're back, and I'm going to promote you. But then it was like, the first scene was just so fucking awkward. And she wanted to do 2, and I usually don't do that.
Yeah.
But luckily, like, I used that first scene, which was not good, to emphasize, okay, now I kind of know where you're at. Mm-hmm. Here's some more alcohol. And the more alcohol helped her, and it got better. But you're just like, I respect her because then I'm willing to switch, right? Mm-hmm. And I know she's very dominant, and she's like us. She's tall and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to dom you. I want to kind of play.
Yeah, I want to just like have fun and see where it goes, and you know, that kind of stuff, which is, I guess, is also nice when you're creating content with people, is you can take more time because it's like you guys have set apart this time for yourself. You're not on like a deadline for production stuff, so that's something that's also more fun about that, because definitely I've had times shooting for mainstream, and when I started with Girl it was on cam, so it was like us on webcam together, so we're interacting with the chat room, we're taking shots together, kissing beforehand, you know, like actual.
I could have gotten kissed before the shit. I'm leaving.
That was actually one of the things that I really loved about women at the time, was all of the foreplay that I never got at home. It's like, because it's like I was listening to a Taylor Tomlinson episode, her little special on Netflix, and it was like, what is it? Like, foreplay is all the like the best parts of sex for a woman, essentially.
100%.
And it is like, don't get me wrong, I love penetration. I can actually come from penetration, which also discovered in this industry not all people can do. And I was like, oh, surprises. The body is amazing. And
True. You're not wrong.
But yeah, so, and it's one of those things that, like, especially when I wasn't getting that at home, when I would have the opportunity to, like, work with another girl and have another girl in my little cam bubble with me, I'm like, yes, we get to kiss and do girly stuff, pillow fights. And
I love you. Brilliant, bitch. Except you're all hitting her all hard. She's like, my eyelash is gone.
yeah, like, we would do, like, lap dances, like, for the room, like, for the chat room and stuff,
cute.
and it was fun, and so it was, like, this really fun experience, and then it was always, like, the build-up, and you're both a little tipsy, and you're both into it because you're both there to do the thing, and you're just like, nerves, and then you get to set, and it's like, well, number one, you're not drinking.
Right.
Like, I know that people have a lot of, you know, ideas about what happens on set, but I would say that most established professional sets are not, you know what I mean?
There are some that drink, like, fifths of vodka and shit. I've been on those sets many a times, and I just look and go, I I'm gonna still fuck you. I went to set one time and I went to borrow this famous actress who's now deceased, rest in peace, and she was mouthwashing everything, and I didn't bring mine because I was coming from LA to Vegas and I was shooting for Vic. And she's always been bubbly and outgoing, and I was like, oh, let me just take some of hers, and it was literally like blue coloring in vodka. And I like went to swish and I spit it everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, because I didn't drink at all really back then. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, wow, at least we have the same breath. But shit, like.
Oh my goodness.
And now, you know, when I do my set days, I tell everyone, because here's the deal. Most people aren't getting drunk.
Yeah.
90% of the people are smoking weed before, during, in between. And I'm always like, wait a minute, I don't smoke weed. Does that mean I get to drink?
What do I get to do?
Yeah, I was like, I guess I'll just play with myself in the corner while you guys take your smoke break. 100%.
Looks like other people are having fun.
They're all hella lit when they come back. They're like, as long as you brush your teeth, that's my only rule.
Yeah.
I used to have Lexington Steele, the sweetest man who smoked 24/7.
Yeah.
And he'd look at me and he'd come back from a smoke break and he'd be like all happy. And he'd go to kiss me and I was like, and he'd just go, oh fuck, I gotta go brush my teeth.
You got a skunk mouth.
Well, it's just, and here's the deal. Either way, like when they start spitting, it's just the yeast infection that's very possible whenever somebody does it.
For
and
sure.
your pH is down and now he's spitting in his hand, stroking his dick, and now it's in you.
That was some stuff with porn. Like, okay, so it's not like there's nobody like specific that stands out in mind. And I feel like I shot so many scenes. I should know more of or all of them, but it's like you lose track over time.
I have not, and it's been 15 years. Nice try.
I know. Anyway,
she's like, I smoke weed. Okay,
I do.
Just say it.
I do. It's like I know the scenes and I can sit down there and think of them, but I'm also not gonna like say the names of the
Do you
people
want
that
me
I
to do
was
flashcards
like.
for you? I'll go to browsers. We're like, this one, go.
I don't want to be honest, but that was the thing. Is like was sometimes with shooting with certain people, like even like lovely people, and then I get down to business, and I'm just like, oh, you didn't brush your teeth, or like, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to say anything, but I kind of want to say something, but I'll just push through it. You know, it's like I never really knew how to approach that because I'm also very bad with people. Part of the reason I started this podcast to learn how to like verbalize and communicate.
When I first got in, girls would show up with yeast infections because there was a very notorious agency that I used to be with that used to send people to set, even if they had a yeast infection to the point of penetration, burns and hurts, they're swollen down there, and he would still make you go to work. So that being
That's
said,
insane.
yeah, I would tell a girl, like, I have no problem, like, hey, listen, I went to London. They don't use douches in London, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, I don't expect you to go in there and fucking use what's in this nasty ball that's probably going to give you a fucking issue. I'm like, here, go in there, just put warm water, douche. It's just like, hey, if there's any clotting, I don't want to stick my finger in there and come out coated.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Because then also it's like one of the things, like, because what I found is like to keep people wet, especially if they don't want to use lube, it's like you suck on your fingers. So I don't want to like pull my fingers. I'm like, God, she is lovely.
You know what you do then? You pull out your fingers and you shove it down their mouth all the way down their throat. But I guess that's just how I fuck. Okay, I do that shit. I don't care. Like
I have to points where it's not like it's not like it's cottage cheese, right? So it's not. I'm not like gonna make you eat your own.
But it's
cheese,
in the nail.
But it's very pungent and no. And I'm like, I don't want to put it in my mouth.
It's tangy as fuck. There you go. You haven't been in porn
I don't want
unless
to
you've
do
had
it. And then I'll spit on her pussy, and then I don't want to like, you know. And I feel like I also am so paranoid about like smells and cleanliness. And so for me, every time that I'm even like minutely off, I'll like go to my man. I'll be like, does it smell normal? He's like, I can't smell anything. I'm like, it is off. He's like, there's nothing. What do you want?
Just so you know, if they like your pheromones, they like your pheromones no matter what.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Cool. So I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I figured that.
He just loves you. You're
Okay.
fucked.
Cool.
Okay.
Aww.
That is exactly that. Because men, and I've even had guys that I've been with go, I like it when you're a little yeasty, and I'm like, what? No.
Like it's sweat. Like for instance, like I love how my man smells when he sweats. He's like, I'm fucking gross. I'm like, get over here. Let me lick your armpits. I mean, not really, but I have licked his armpits.
Cool. I was like, I was like, now I gotta go. She
I
doesn't like
don't
the
want to
things
be
I
the
like.
gross ones.
Oh, girl, I'm grosser
But
than you. I guarantee.
It's sick because he's so ticklish in his armpits. So you get done training, you're like, and it's adorable.
And then you spit, and then you start rubbing them, and they're
And it's
like,
like, but then he's a little stronger than me.
He didn't look stronger than me, so we're good.
And so he pins me down and gets me back with the tickles, It's a
Right,
whole
tickles.
thing. I know, and then it's it's so good. Anyway.
Man, I haven't had sex in like 12 days. You're about to get fucked on your own YouTube. Cheers to that. I've only had 3 sips, guys, so there you go.
No, it's actually porn made me realize, and even camming in general made me realize like a lot of things that I liked, because I'd done very minute things with girls before camming, but I feel like also getting into porn and being with women who typically I feel like most of them want to be there and they're into it and they're into girls. I would say I found with more cam models that they were faking it than with performers. So it was an interesting transition to go into like where I know that people are actually into what's going on and then taking cues from them, and like I would get asked what I like.
Right.
And what don't you like, instead of just like, oh, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And then I get to figure that out as well. And it's been fun to like really figure out what makes certain people tick. It's why it's fun to work with people on repeat, I feel like, because you get to know them more and more.
100%.
You actually get them off.
I feel like the least I know about somebody before a scene, the better the scene is. That sounds really fucked up. But I've gone to set, and this was within the last year, and it is already out, and I had a girl come to set, and I come out usually makeup ready. Like, I have my own makeup artist, so I use Stephanie, who, used to be Vic.
Steph, yeah.
So I always use Steph, and I, today I didn't get a chance to, so don't judge me. But I went to set. I'm already ready. The girl's in makeup. She looks at me, and she goes, "Who are you?" And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh. She goes, "Can I get your Twitter name?" And I give her my Twitter name. She's like, "Oh, my God, you're so famous. Like, I actually follow you." Okay. She goes, "I love everything about your work." I'm like, okay, cool.
So you didn't know who I was, but you love everything about my work. Okay.
Right. And then it was even better, because then she goes, "Yeah." And I'm all, "So you know what type of scenes I do? You're totally down for everything?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm totally down." I'm like, "All right, cool, great."
Yeah, like, get over here, bitch.
No. I was like, I'm okay. Again, like kind of that shyness. I don't know if it's shyness or it's just my weird respect thing where I'm like, okay, I'm going to be nice to you. Everything's good. I'm always nice to everyone until they give me a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
no,
so
I get
this
that.
chick tells me, and I quote,
So sorry.
"You're good. It's okay."
We're all tangled.
I know, look,
we're trapped in a little entanglement.
We're already doing bondage together. This is great.
Kinky.
And so I told the girl, I'm all, "Yeah, we're going to have a great day." She's telling me about her boyfriend's big BBC and how she loves deep throating and all this. I'm like, okay, cool. We do our checklist beforehand. I'm like, okay, are you okay with this? I go further with girls, like in general, whenever it's like a hot and mean scene, I'm like, what do you like? And I start adding things
I
after.
love to ask people that.
And people are like, why? And I'm like, because I don't want to improvise, because literally when I go to set, I do whatever the fuck I want. There's no like, oh, look at, do these photos. No, bitch. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want. You're lucky. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
We're fine. So like, I'll tell the girl, "Do you like this? Do you like this? What if I do this? What if I shove my feet in your pussy? What if I do X, Y, Z?" Mm-hmm. Because I need an honest answer. I don't want to start doing something and I'm into it and you're not, and now we have to stop.
Yeah.
Right? Or I'll give a girl my foot, and like my feet are done every 3 days. I literally get a pedicure every 3 days.
That's amazing. That's some
My
dedication.
nails get done every 4 days. I'm like, no, it's growing out. Don't worry. I think it's cute when they're natural. Don't worry, you're good.
No, you don't, bitch.
I actually looked at your toes immediately, so no, I do.
This is cute?
I know you bite. No,
This
but
is
it's okay.
cute to you?
It is, because one of my boy toys has
I'm
the
like,
same nails. That means you eat it too.
No. God. I
You
like
spit them out. Wait, what?
No, this is one of the things. I don't bite as much as I do this.
The picking.
Like, I stress pick.
So you have
Oh my
anxiety
God.
and ADHD.
Oh,
Got
God.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dating you in boy form currently, so we're good.
Perfect. Then this is why we're vibing so
That is. I'm like, and you know what he does?
Yeah.
He's like, "Babe, I love you so much, but you make me very nervous. I'll be back." And he will literally say that. And I'm like, why? He goes, "You have your shit together." I don't. We'll be on the phone and hear, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he'll be on the phone, literally picking his pinky, and you hear it like smacking against the mic. And I'm like, I can hear you doing that. No, you can't. No, you can't. And he'll show me his pinky, just like a bloody mess. And he's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. I get like moments where if I can keep consistent and like keep going, my nails always look great because I'm always going. So they're always getting touched up. It's always being fine. Then as soon as one of them gets loose, it's game over.
They snagged on the clothes, and then you had to rip them off.
Well, you start to wash your hair, right? And you're like, oh, I have hair getting stuck in my acrylics. So then you start to rip those ones off.
Yep.
And then once they're all off, you're like, wow, my nails have grown out really long. And then you watch a movie. and then you're at the end and you're like, oh,
That's because they're thin underneath. So
I know.
you start
So I
picking
start, and it's really easy to just pull them off and not even notice.
I just can't believe they can get nails back on those nubs.
My nail
messing with
guy is gonna be so mad at me.
He's gonna be like, did you just really show your
He's
bare
mad.
nails? But your toes are done.
He's mad at me every time because I always do this shit. I'm like, yeah, I want to be consistent, and like something comes up and I can't get it scheduled, and then this happens, and it's starting over from scratch. It's a mess.
My dude will even pick his toenails.
Yeah.
And he'll just start ripping at them, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, just trimming them for the ski boots. And I'm like, stop it.
Okay, no, I'm not like that with my toes. No.
I used to be when I was a kid. I
Oh,
used
really?
to sit there and rip my toenail. I used to eat my fingernails.
Oh, really?
Eat them. Like, it was gross. I used to eat Legos too, so what do you expect?
Oh my god, no, I never. My mom got mad because she found like the stash. I would like, my bed was up against a lot of those little day beds,
Yeah.
and I would rip them all off, and they would be down. Like I would make myself bleed. I'm not
Yeah.
quite that bad anymore. I can stop myself from making myself bleed.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, that's what I would do, and I would like tuck them down like the back side of my bed. And so then every time my mom would like pull back my sheets to like wash my bed, the nails go flying.
That is so bad. She's probably so grossed out too. She's like, this bitch did not.
Like she would always tell me, I haven't cut your nails since you were 3 years old. And I'm like, well, I've been stressed out a long time.
You're like, why do you think you don't need to? I did it myself.
I'm
Precious.
independent.
Yep, and I'm not even high. Dear God. This is why we're not allowed to hang out with each other.
I think that we should, because honestly, this is entertaining for me. I'm so weird.
No, I am too. I think that's why we vibe so well.
I know, it's
we're
fantastic.
both in that awkward state of like, who's the Tom? I don't know yet. Okay, let's find out. I don't know. I will say this, like, I respect you enough as a performer and someone who's done so much for yourself, which I commend, is like, I would do the role reversal and just be like, all right, you want to be the boss? I did that with Jade and Cole. It was the best day ever of my life. Because, you know, she's I'm queen, girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, bitch.
Yeah.
She tried to do a move on me, and I literally just went, boom, and I rolled her up in a ball. She's like, that happened fast. So I was like, I mean, if you want to pretend like you're bigger and stronger, we can play. Okay, I'm scared.
No, you're welcome. We could even do one where we switch partway through.
yeah.
That's what's fun. I mean, I'm super down.
Well, it was cute because Brazzers did a hot mean with us, and it was like one of the ones where there's no director. Mm-hmm. Had some script, and I was like, okay. She's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, and I've known Jaden for 15 years basically too, and I was like, babe, I'm just gonna do what I want, and you do what you want, and whoever wins wins. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's gonna be fine. Just go with it.
Yeah, just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Punches? Maybe.
In the vagina, bam! No, I'm just
Bam,
kidding.
bitch.
No,
Take
I
these
just
hands.
kicked the vagina and put my big toe in there. I toe punched Demi Sutra. She'd never had toes in her vagina.
Oh my God.
Somehow I got my whole foot in there. She did it. I'm very much like oh, you want to be a freak? Okay, I'm a little freak. Are you a freak? Oh, you are. Oh God, where'd my foot go? Fuck.
Oh, the whole thing is got him up to my ankle.
Thank God I'm only a 7.5. I'm a giant with 7.5 feet, but you're not. Mrs. I can borrow your boots for this scene, which was the best day ever because our dear friend who's a director for Brazzers, I don't know if you say his name, so I don't want to put him under the bus like that. Macros. He's like, oh, I brought you these. And he brought me these big giant boots. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, those look like they fit. He goes, the shoe size is a little different than yours. But I'm all, well, it actually goes over my freaking knees. So I'm stoked. And he goes, yeah, I stole them from Molly's closet. And I was like, dope. And they looked amazing on. So again, thank you for that.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I have like all these assortment of boots. I don't know. I did this thing for AVN. Like I went like 2016 until the last one. And I would buy different like crazy boots for every day of a convention. And then it's like, well, where do you fucking wear these boots?
Nowhere else.
Yeah,
Just so you know,
nowhere else.
nowhere
And so
else.
they just collect dust in the closet. So I'm like, boots? Use my boots. Like I'm a boot peddler. Like,
He's all like, hey, how are you doing? You're like, great. He goes, I need boots for Phoenix. Like, go over your
yeah.
knees.
He's like really, really tall boots. I'm like, I got you. I have a shoe problem, but then I also can't stop
How many
buying
shoes?
shoes. I don't even know. I
Guesstimate. Wait, how many? We got to
Well, let's see. I
guesstimate
think
work,
that there's about-
heels, and trainers.
Fuck.
We'll be back.
Oh
with
my
one in the
God!
closet now.
Someone just sent me shoes. Someone just sent me really nice new suede shoes. Thank you so much. You know who you are. And I think that would bring the total to somewhere up like $150 150, 175
Okay,
on
you
the
have
low
way
end.
less than me, so I don't
On
feel
the
bad.
very low end.
Yeah.
And I've downsized recently, and then people keep sending me shoes.
I have 1,000 trainers alone, and I'm not lying to you.
Oh, no. I'm thinking as far as like the boots that I would loan
Okay.
to people. Oh, God, if I have to include trainers and boots, like normal boots.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I have shoes in that closet. Oh, fuck. I think I have a problem. I think I have like 300 shoes.
Yeah, so you're getting up to me.
Yeah.
You've been in a little less, so it makes sense.
But the problem is too, when I left my old house, I downsized my shoes.
Smart girl.
But now now I don't have as many shoes, so I have less options. I think
wish
I
I
need
could
some
share
more
my
shoes.
Oh, no, it's so funny. Like, whenever you have, like, Aubrey Kate come in, and she's like, I really like your shoes. I'm like, yeah. And, like, I'll have, like, you know, a couple 9s because I need them to fit over my calves or if they need to be taller, right? And she's like, why do you have these if you're like a 7.5, 8? And, you know, every shoe's different. Sometimes I'll be an 8.5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I need them to be over. And she goes, they fit me. And I was like, bitch, get the fuck away from my freaking Valentinos or my, like, red bottoms.
This is not for you.
She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. It's mine.
She's like, but it would fit me better.
Yeah, she goes, they look better on me, bitch. And I'm like, I hate you, Aubrey, you little I love her, but I hate her. It's okay.
No, I don't think they even make Louboutins in my size because I've had a sub want to buy me one before, and I'm like, don't.
They do, just so you know. I know a lot of trans girls. They definitely do.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
You're 10, right?
No, that would be like.
Wait, you're size 10. Can I say that?
I'm a size 11.
11
and a half.
Yeah, I know they make them in your size.
I don't know.
Oh, well, now you're going to make me go to my site.
But no, here the problem is, right? That's ridiculous. That would be like if I bought, you know, my fat dog, Julia, you met her.
Yes, I met her. She's the beautiful
That would be
puppy.
like if I bought her like a $1,000 leather jacket to wear. She's a fat little dog. I can't wear Louboutins. Like, I don't go anywhere. It would be like the most pointless thing for me to own.
No, they're just the most painful thing you'll ever
I know,
wear.
but then
But
why?
Valentinos,
But do I
think,
need
do.
them then?
Yes, you do. You do. No, actually.
You need these shoes that you'll never have the opportunity to wear.
You will go out. Well, when's the wedding? I'll make sure you have.
Oh my
clothes.
God.
Do you know that's a thing I actually have done for all my girlfriends getting married? Is I go and buy their wedding shoes for them. And like one of my girlfriends, and she's not in the industry. She's just a dope trainer chick. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get married, and I found out, and I'm like, I want to get you a gift. And then I just think they already had a house. They were already living together. I'm all, you don't really need shit for around the house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to buy your shoes. And so I went and bought her a pair of red bottoms. And I was like, if you had to pick, do you want them more lacy, more like standard? And they had like really nice white ones with like a little bit of nylon on them. And I was like, here you go. And she's like, I've never owned a pair. She's all stoked. And I'm like, you can go in my closet. I have like hundreds of them. I'm so sorry. But when I got in, I never was a shoe whore.
Yeah.
I love clothes. Don't get me wrong. That's always been a thing. But like shoes, I was like $1,000. I bought my first pair of red bottoms for my second AVN.
Oh, wow.
That was my first pair. And it was $1,500. And I was so proud of myself for saving money, making sure I did it. Because that first like 3 to 6 months, I don't care who it is, like we blow through
It's
our cash.
hard, yeah.
No, you do. And it's okay. Like we all do it. It's that fast cash. We're like, holy fuck, we're doing amazing.
I did that same thing.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I started doing decently on cam, I'm like, do you know what I need? A Burberry purse. And then I dropped it in the fucking snow in Michigan. No. And then I was like, I'm never buying anything nice for myself ever again.
And then every now and then something sneaks in. Just be honest.
No, because so what I actually do, because I try to be conscious of the fact that I am a hurricane in human form, and I break things unintentionally. Like I am covered in bruises, self-inflicted. I run into things.
You have
a
puppies
nightmare.
at your feet and you're tall.
My brain is everywhere. I leave things. I forget things. So I'm like, I'll put them on my wish list. If kind gentlemen who jerk off to me online wish to purchase them for me, then I shall own them. But I won't spend my own money on it because I just feel like I would just fuck it up.
Fair. No, I get it. I've done it. You know, I only shoot in like Valentinos, and of course, you know, our Mind Geek company, they're like, no brands. I was like, are you sure? Because I have been wearing brands. I will come to set. Yeah. Oh no, I come to set with them already pre-taped.
Yeah.
I'm like, what shoes? What they're knockoffs.
It's just red tape.
Yeah, as long as you don't. Well, no, I know better than that. So right whenever they went and they had their issue with red bottoms, I had just shot a scene for Digital Playground with red bottoms on, but they were fake ones. And I was like, this isn't real. And they're like, they look real. They have red bottoms. And I was like, so what? And they're like, the editor had to go through and literally make the entire scene where it was red purple. So they went through and digitized every frame in that scene and turned my red shoes purple. I felt like the biggest asshole in my life.
That is crazy.
But they hadn't said the whole no like brands, and then everything went even more into the no brand and everything else. But I always tell them, I was like, here's the deal: there's a million knockoffs for Louis Vuitton, and or Valentino's or any of the brands, and I'm always like, as long as they can't see it, we're good.
Yeah,
but the directors always want to focus on your shoes, and they're like,
for those feet guys. Yeah, like it's so funny to me that guys jerk off to my feet because I hate them. I've talked about this before, but
I like them. They're cute.
Well, thank you.
I can put them in my butt.
I will put my foot in your butt if you want me to.
I'm down to try.
I'm down.
I'm not a quitter. I was actually talking about
Can
that
you
too
take
recently.
it off?
I can't. I'm good at my feet. I was like, they're not that much bigger though. Like if you look at them here, wait.
No, they're like crazy wide.
Well, I know we both have long legs, but let's just be more flexible. See?
I can I can hug the top of your toe.
She's so cute. Help me.
They're just like wide.
People are jerking off to the YouTube now. This is great. But like, I think that's like what makes you unique too, is we all have different sizes, and it's like, look, like your freaking outfit right now. Yeah, no, I was gonna tell you, but I like it, so I wasn't gonna say anything.
YouTube, nothing to see here.
No, she was a good girl, except her nipples are hard the whole time. I don't know
Well,
why.
my nipples have been hard since I was like 13 years old. So
Really?
yeah, my nipples got hard before I was bleeding. My nipples are just hard. People think it was because of the boob job, but nah. I used to like Band-Aid down my nipples because I was ashamed of them because I lived in very
cold
Christian cold area, and it's like it's not cold in here, but
no, it's definitely not. I'm usually like,
but I also couldn't find my nippies. Maybe if Nippies wants to sponsor this podcast, they could send me some free ones because I keep forgetting to order them.
I don't even know what nippies are.
They're like these cool little silicone color covers. They have them for all the different ranges of skin tones and stuff, and they just makes them flat, and then I don't have to wear a bra.
Why would you want your nipples flat?
Well, I try to do it in situations like, for instance, when I'm around my family.
Okay.
Or where I know it's like perhaps people that I don't know as well, and I don't
mean to turn them on. Oh, geez, don't show me your hard nipples.
Yes, essentially.
Well, it's working.
But honestly, one of the reasons that I haven't bought them in so long and why I'm just like, fuck it, is because I think back to times when it was like, this wasn't an issue. Like, this was on TV.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
it's
like,
still on
I have
TV. Look at
nipples,
Jennifer Aniston's
and like,
fucking tits.
guys have fucking hard nipples, and I'm sorry that I have hard nipples. It's not my fucking fault, and I don't feel like squishing down my nipples all the time because it makes them all sweaty.
No, but that also, like, for me, I'm allergic to latex, silicone, certain things. So, like, that just would never work. No. And my nipples tend to get hard.
Plus, I like my nipples. And my best friend told me, she's like, if I could get my nipples to do that, they'd be like that all the time. And I would never cover them up. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to fuck it.
Your best friend's smart. I like it.
She's amazing. I love her so much.
And like you said, it's on TV. Like, how many girls have their nipples hard on TV? All of them. Like, Jennifer Aniston became even more famous because her nipples were always hard on TV.
And she had great nipples. Yeah. So, like,
and so do you. Like, I wish I had nipples like that. Mine just look like little... I don't know. It's not the same. How about that? We'll just leave it alone.
Mine are like little eraser tips.
Yeah. Mine are not cute like that.
Wow.
They're there. They just don't
All nipples are beautiful. There's so many different kinds of nipples. Trust me. My mouth has been on so many different nipples since I've been doing porn.
You know what's funny is I've never seen you naked.
Really?
I've never watched, like, I don't watch porn. I watch hentai. So I watch porn. It's just different.
Okay, so since I know porn stars now, I don't watch porn anymore.
Right.
I can only either watch, like, amateur sometimes, and then I'm just like, eh. And sometimes I'll just, like, watch.
That's the worst. I can't do even, I tried
I just come up with shit in my head. I'm like,
That's where I'm at now. I'm like, I don't need anything. Then you just think of some really fucked up shit or a girl crying and you're like, this is the best day ever. Okay. Ding, done. How long does it take you to come? In your own personal time?
If I'm just grinding through because I need an orgasm, like I typically masturbate multiple times in a day, especially if I haven't had sex. If I have had sex, I don't need it as much, but sometimes I'll still do it. But maybe like 2 minutes tops. I have like a vibrator method. I can come in a minute, but sometimes I like to come multiple times. But I also really like to edge myself. So if I have the time, I'm definitely doing that.
I'm not edging myself. That is not.
I love it.
My clit's like, I have to have my pants on. I literally have to wear pants or something has to be over my clit. Hitachi. If it's the cordless one, it's at like 2 to 3, right on the level. And then I just put it there and I go to this weird place. I don't want it moved around. I just want it right there. And I want to be able to come from that. And then I'm like, bam, okay, we're good. It takes me about 2 to 3. I'm like a dude. I can literally go through screen grabs and just fucking shit and be like, okay, I'm going to come.
Yeah. I can just lay there. It's fun. I know how to come without making a sound. Yeah. Thank you, my free cams, for edging me for so many years, and mute tips and things like that. I can still come without making a sound, and it's very, very simple. I can come multiple times. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. It's pretty awesome.
I can't even do that.
And I know that most people can't now, and I thought that was normal. I guess it's not normal, but I'm blessed.
I'm very jealous.
But I like to edge because I feel like because it's so easy for me to come, I'm like, I dry it out, and I know I can do it multiple times. And sometimes, like, I'll just have small orgasms and then build up to a bigger orgasm, and it's really nice. Light some candles, put on some music. Just kidding.
I don't even have time for that these days. I swear to God, my travel schedule, like us taking this long to do this, when we live in the same city, we both are very busy, and I was just like, dude, I'm gonna find time for me today. If I don't do it first thing in the morning, or if I get a break in between like makeup to the set, I'll try and get it if I can. People are like, why would you jerk off before you go to set? I'm all, because otherwise I'm very hostile.
Yeah.
If I haven't
that's the thing. That's why I like to edge.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I have time anymore. And the funny thing is, like, the travel and stuff, like, I want to travel, but I'm already such a homebody, and I'm so busy at home every day. And then even like the small ventures I have to make around Vegas and stuff, and I'm just like, damn, man.
People think Vegas is very like close. It's not.
Yeah, there's like so much to spread out, but there's like everything is like really close, like compared to like LA, for instance, or something like that. Like travel in Vegas, travel in Vegas is so easy. Like that's not even anything. It's just like I feel like I've been working from home for so long that's like what's easy, and I work very well under pressure, so I create a lot of projects for myself, and then I overextend myself, which stretches me out. But I love it. And then to de-stress, I masturbate like really quickly in between tasks that I have to do.
So what's your
Keeps
vibrator?
me moving on. The Doxy, it's in rose gold.
I have no idea what the Doxy is.
Plugs into the wall. It's quite fantastic. It's a big plug. It's a lot of power. It's nice.
See, I'm very much like Magic Wand Hitachi.
It's like a Hitachi, but it has this like really soft head, and like I don't feel like when I use like the Hitachi, I don't know, I don't like it as much, but I really have enjoyed the Doxy.
Okay.
Very high quality, like metal handle.
I'm gonna borrow your Hitachi.
Yeah, I'll use it on you sometime. Sign our consent
Just
forms.
Like dope. We should have done that before we started this. Great. How did you guys' scene start? We were doing the YouTube thing, and then we started fucking. No, I was like, go get it real quick. I'm over here in the corner. It's like, I think that became a solo. It's weird. No, she's watching. It's voyeur.
It turned into a whole ASMR thing.
I've never done that one. That was really cool to watch you do that, by the way. It's like, wait, hold on. Do that again. I like that sound. No, wait, do the one again. No, it was different the first time.
I don't know.
No, there was something about that first one.
I'll have to play this shit back and listen to it.
She's gonna be like, okay, which one did she want to hear me fake? Okay, got it. Do not fake. Now, my question is, how many girls have you worked with that you would say was the worst day on set?
Like because of them, or just like
because
days
of them?
on set?
Always because. Like, come on, days on set are really easy. If you were just by yourself every day.
Okay,
on set,
one
great.
girl, but it like wasn't her fault.
Elaborate.
Like she was so nice. Like it wasn't her. It was the fact that they told me. They were like, "Are you okay with tickle fetish?" And I was like, "I'm not ticklish." And they were like, "No, you're tickling them." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll tickle a bitch. That's cool. Awesome. I'm a good tickler." And they didn't tell me that she was gonna be a geyser all over. I wore my dress, like that I thought looked good, and I threw it away after because it was so much, and I wasn't prepared for it.
Did she
and
squirt on you?
Oh God, it didn't stop.
Ugh.
And she kept like before, right? She had flown in, and so she was drinking all this like the big bags of water and stuff. I was like,
Pedialyte.
I was like, damn, a bitch be dehydrated, but it's Vegas, so I was like, yeah, I get it. Like I'm dehydrated 90% of my life, and so I didn't think anything of it, and then I'm just like, and then when it started, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the whole thing. And I
Was
feel
it Gina
so bad.
Valentina? I have to ask.
No,
okay.
it wasn't. And I feel so bad. And if by some chance she sees this is nothing to do with you. Like, I know this is your thing. I just wasn't aware of it preemptively. And I was also very new.
Was it your first time squirt?
Yeah, my first time squirt
Okay.
scene. And I had made girls squirt on cam before, but it was like
It trickles in your hand the real way.
It's
It's the real one. Okay, yeah.
And so like it wasn't like and then in and then but it was like I had just bought this dress like 2 days ago.
Like, I really like it.
And
Look
like
how it flows.
nobody prepared me for it. And I was like, oh no. And then it got to a point and everything was wet and we're on the bed and just we're covered and everything was soaked. And like she bent over and then I went down to eat her and she queefed into my face. And so it, and I like shrieked and fell off because I didn't know if it was a fire or a queef. And like it took so long for that scene to come out that I think they just debated not playing it for a while. And they were like, do we have anything we can use from this? I felt so
like,
bad.
use the previous moan for this. Like, oh
I
God,
just
help
like,
me.
and so afterwards I'm just like, hey, you guys like warn me next time if this is like a thing, because I was not prepared and I can never
So have
look
you
at
had
this
a girl
dress again.
prolapse on you before or no?
No,
Vagina or anally? None?
not that I can recall. Like some maybe a little pucker in a butthole, but not like a lot. Also, can I say Angela White? I love her so much, but like for the amount that she can put in her butt, she has like a better looking butthole than me, and I don't put anything in my butt. It is amazing. She has an amazing butthole. I know.
I did her
Anyway.
first anal scene ever.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I've been there multiple
gorgeous.
times, yeah.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous butthole, Angela. You should be
Yes.
proud.
I got to be the first to hit it, so cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
We did a voyeur style in Australia. It was actually really, really fun. Well, it's so funny that you say that because I just think about like my worst and like I've done a lot of first anals where I've been shit on all over the place. No. But you know what? That doesn't even bother me anymore.
This shit doesn't bother you?
No, it's squirt. So when you said the squirt thing, so Gina Valentina comes in, and I have no idea who she is, and I love her. She's one of my really good friends. But they asked me ahead of time, are you okay with squirt? And I was like, you know my 3 no's. Don't squirt on me, don't prolapse, and don't spank my ass. I'm really fucking easy. Those are my only 3 no's.
Yeah.
If you slap me in the face, be ready to take one
You
back.
can spank my ass, by the way. Just so you know. Yes. All right, cool.
So
Anyway.
they tell me Gina's going to squirt. And I'm like, and again, I never even met her. And she comes in and she's like, I just drove 4 hours. I need a shower. I didn't even get a chance to shower. I woke up late. And I'm like, oh God. And I was like, the girl didn't shower. So again, with the like, sass, oh, I'm not sure. And we didn't even have a chance to talk.
Yeah.
So at least getting 5 seconds in makeup just kind of to get a feel for a girl
Yeah,
is dope.
for sure.
So we didn't even get a chance to talk. And I'm like, Gina, like, I don't even know this chick. She came in like all hoodied out, high as fuck. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this works. Like, fine. We go to the scene and I have agreed to 1 squirting on a plexiglass aimed towards the director, which was Brando at the time. And I'm like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not playing with that shit. That shit doesn't come near me. And the minute we're done, we're cleaning it up and then we can fuck.
Yeah.
Literally, like, again, I don't do anything I don't want to do. So I was like, this is where we're at. She was a maid. It actually was Twisty's best scene of the year when we did it. Mainly because I did something I didn't want to do. Yeah. But it was okay. And I was like, listen, I can get into anything. So let's just fuck with it. She peed everywhere. Right. And again, I'm watching her and like, we're taking so long to get the shot set up. She's like, I have to go pee. And he's like, can you still squirt? And I'm like, when the director tells you, can you still squirt after a bitch pees? Just so you know, it is piss. Okay.
Yeah.
Bella Danger tells you, everyone tells you, Alexis Fox tells you.
For a minute on the strip, the overpass, someone had spray painted all squirt is pee.
Yeah. See?
And it made me unhappy when they covered it up because I thought it was really funny.
I would love to. Show me where I can put that. Actually, it'd be great. I would fucking write it.
This tattoo, little tattoo.
So this chick, I love her to death. She pees all over the place. And they're like, just keep going. And I'm not fucking touching her piss. But I was a maid, or she was the maid. I actually have to do the exact same scene reversed 2 days from now. It's so weird. I don't understand, but not squirt involved. Yeah. So it was really cute because I literally turned her a mop. I shoved a rag in her mouth and I started mopping her across the floor. I was spinning her in it like in a kid like thing. So she's like going in circles and she's got her little like rag in her mouth going around. Wee, 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 wee. I am crying laughing and like I was so mad that she squirted. And again, we're already having fun now. Like I'm all, okay, I fuck with you. Like you're a dope chick. We're good. But that initial thing was like, okay, you're dirt. Like I'm just going to play. Like let's just see. Yeah. Afterwards, I wrung it in her mouth and she's like, and started gurgling with it. and it'd been all over the dirty floor. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, bitch. And I licked her tongue and I was like, all right, I fuck with you. And I just started choking her and like started fucking her in her own mess. But everyone knows if you fucking pee on me, pee around me, you're a mop. I've had girls literally text me, I want to be a mop. And I'm like, I ain't fucking you, bitch. Like, I already know.
Yeah.
Alexis Fox is like, you can't fuck me like that. I'm going to squirt. I don't have a choice. It's just what happens. And I'm like, get some bladder control, bitch. It's in the scene, actually. She's like, stop it. You're going to make me squirt. I'm like, do it.
That's so funny. So bladder control does exist because when I first started camming, I was like so new to sex toys. Like it wasn't, I didn't have really anything. And so I needed it for cam. And so I was super sensitive to all of it and I would squirt. But
I'd pee.
I didn't know, like I was very new to any of my own sexuality. Like I was young and
How old
wasn't my
were you?
choice to be there.
Just say 18 if it was young.
I was like 20, and then I did stripping like before then and other stuff I don't want to talk about. And but yeah, and so, but people would start telling me like, oh, that's gross, like blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's just a thing that my body did, like, oh, sorry.
I came.
And it wasn't like I'm this guy's or girl, wherever she may be, bless you, but
Who? I don't even know. I'm very
I don't
intrigued.
know. And so it's like it wasn't like a lot. It's just a little, but you get told it's gross. And so I would start to like bring myself, and I guess that's maybe where the edging came from, is because I would bring myself to almost do it, and then I would just like make it lesser and lesser because I didn't want to do it because it was gross or whatever.
Right.
So definitely is a thing, but it took me a while, and now I can't like do it because I have too much bladder control and like brain shit over it. So you're all good there. You don't have to worry about that from me.
But do you feel like that changed how you orgasmed?
Maybe, but I feel like I have a lot more control over my orgasm. Like, I didn't actually start masturbating with toys. I've talked about this on an episode with Alex Cole, but I used to hump pillows, like, far younger than I want to say it to, but, So it's like, I can come from, like, squeezing my legs, like really tension, like, and...
I do that.
I can still
whenever
do it. I
come,
still test,
literally
like every so often I test to see if I can still, like, hump a pillow into submission, and I can, so it's, I don't know, and I can take that into sex, like especially with a guy, because I can control that, and it's cool. So
my favorite thing is literally grinding on somebody, and like I've done this multiple times with guys in my life, where I will grind them, and I'd be like, "You're not fucking me," and we will pet and foreplay to the point of both of us orgasming in our pants, no clothes taken off. It is just making out for like 12 hours.
I love that.
And just feeling like that bulge with chicks, just feeling like their pelvis and their like lips against you. And you're just like, yes, this is the best thing ever. Fuck me.
I love it.
Do you ever regret not fucking after? That's the question. I regret it every time. I was like, I should have fucked that big dick. Fuck.
I don't know. I feel like I had a very different sexual experience in my 20s because it was just a lot of sex that I didn't want to be having that was put on me by somebody else. So
who's the person
now,
I'm killing? Please point me in their direction.
Don't worry, he's killing himself with alcohol somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But no, but it's one of those things that now I feel like I'm older and I actually like appreciate sex, and I've had a lot of sexual experience, so I already know what I like and what I don't like, but I also know so little about all the other things that, are available. So I've just been having fun, playing. Not too old to have fun.
Oh,
I don't think you ever are unless you make yourself
40. Oh, come on.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
unless
I agree.
you make yourself, because there are even people like you are, like an older,
My parents,
an older
77
performer.
years old, and they like to sit there and still have sex. And then I hear like, I gotta find my Viagra pills. Can you go to the store and get them for me? I was like, absolutely not, Dad. Like, there's lines to this shit. And he's
I'm
like,
not helping you. Like,
no.
with this.
I was like, that's gross. And he's like, can you have the doctor prescribe me some? No, actually, poor mom.
How long does this go on for?
Well, I'm one of 10 kids, so you have to imagine my dad didn't pull out 10 times.
Yeah.
Everything else is just
No.
like, here, it's guaranteed. Ugh.
No, but I think that's great because, like, I don't know, I had such a weird detachment from sex, and so now that I'm in a different place, it's actually like enjoyable, and it's been fun to like experience the things that I actually like, or to try new things and be like, not that, you know what I mean? Like,
What's your favorite thing overall? If you had to pick one thing that you like, penetration, clitoral, oral, like what? And that could be giving or receiving on any of those.
I like penetration, even just like if there's penetration while just making out, even if we're not like
just like
bumping and
fingering a
grinding,
little bit,
you know,
yeah.
anything like that, where it's just like, because it's like a closeness, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I agree,
And
100%.
it's like, and honestly, there was a lot like in my last relationship, and I don't give a fuck, no names, but I spent a good many years lying in bed, cat a corner. So picture there's a bed, right? This is the head of the bed. He lies here. I lay here with my legs facing this way. So he can look at my vagina and he can jerk off while I masturbate and talk to him about other men's penises. So there was a lot of like, I would like do things to do them and do things to keep the peace, which would never keep the peace because it was never, you know, it was like
never
nothing,
about you or an object.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was like my body was sold and everything from like ovum donation to, you know, to the industry. And it's like, and it's not, and it's like I've said before, I don't regret this at all because I think it's made me the person that I am. But I definitely had a lot of experiences that were negative around sex. And I think that even now, because of that, I'm able to make better content because I'm actually like exploring things like that for the first time in a way
the right way,
in a way that doesn't have anything attached to it other than what it is, you know?
So was there anything you did before that you like now?
What do you mean?
So like I can tell you whenever I first got in, like I actually liked spanking before I got into porn. You know, it was like I had an ex use a fly swatter on me. I had an ex use a spatula, and it was just like one of those, ooh, I kind of like that. You know, my first anal experiences were all off camera before I even did them. My first DP was on camera though. Mm-hmm. That was fun. Really fun when the director comes running in and Vic's like, okay, go for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got to see it. And then they leave and you're like, I don't know if I would. Also forgetting the Heisman for all the firsts when it comes to that. You're supposed to do that. Just so you know, if you ever do, like you just, oh no, it's too big. Or, oh no, I'm scared. No, I'm like, go bitch, let's go. Let's in. Fuck yeah. So like before porn, it did ruin different things for me. I don't know if, I was like girls. I always love men. I always love penis. I had my first transgender girlfriend, Foxy. I asked her shit that you're like, if you were to ask it today, and this again is 15 years ago, you would be looked upon like you're a moron, you're insensitive.
Yeah,
and
but you just wanted to know.
Yeah, and I was like, are you guys escorts? And she's like, first of all, we're not guys. And I was like, okay, so you're a girl, but you have a penis still. And she just looked at me and she just shook her head. She goes, I'm going to answer everything you have because you're just so genuinely inquisitive and you're not rude about it. Because I was dating Christian Triple X at the time. And I was on the dance floor and I was making out with Foxy. And I come running back. I was like, that girl wants to shoot with me. And he's like, no, you're not shooting with her. She's got a dick. And I was like, what? What? And I was like, how?
Yeah.
And then you started going, so where is it? And I don't see it in your pants.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's tucked. And, I never knew that was something I liked. And I did my first time with anyone that was trans on camera. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it out. And, it was my girlfriend, Aubrey. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is something new and different. I like boobs. I like penis. She doesn't like girls. That was a problem. So we brought a penis in for that one.
Yeah.
It was like, but I also want to make sure my performer that I'm working with was comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
for
if
sure.
you need dick.
Yeah, they'll bring some dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the Brazzer scene. I won't say whose dick got pulled out, but somebody's dick got pulled out so she could be hard and enjoy herself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. Cut. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Don't get her in trouble. Don't get the director in trouble. We all know what set I was on. Just shut the fuck up. But like,
Doesn't nothing.
Yeah. But I know what she needed, but it was just like a really awesome experience the first time because I was like, I don't know if I like that. Let me think about it. And it wasn't anything against her. It didn't reflect her. Like I'd been idolizing her since she was still at kink, I was like, that bitch is bad. Like, look at her. She's got a big dick too. Fuck yes. Like Domino Presley was like one of the first. Vanity was one of the first. And you just look and go, wow, I never knew. And I was like, is this a thing? And then, you get to become best friends with like somebody like Aspen. And literally like she's texting me like, I don't really want my Gucci jacket anymore. Do you want it? It's a size medium, not a small, extra small like I usually wear. And I'm like, bitch, they ain't gonna fit me. I need a large. If I'm gonna spend $13,000 on a jacket, it better be fucking large.
For sure.
And you already wore it for a photo shoot. So get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, but they don't know any better. And they're just like, come on, don't you want to buy this? I'm like, no, I'm not on the real right now, okay? I have bought a Valentino bag from there before. I'm not going to lie to you. But, like, those are those things where it's like trial and error and learning. And like, I definitely, like I said, I used to want to get spanked. I'm like, fuck yeah, smack my ass. I love it. Big turn on to, if you touch me, I will deck you. I've literally had dudes start fucking me, and then out of nowhere, because my ass wiggles and jiggles, their hand comes in, and they've done it, and they literally like keep going. It didn't click yet, and the minute it hits, and I look back, I had Mr. Pete literally pin me down.
Oh my God.
Because he slapped my ass after I told him no, and I whipped around to go punch him in the face. Like I was like, "Shwoop."
Yeah, don't.
And he's like,
yeah. Like,
just so you know, they think that if they keep fucking you better, then maybe you'll come and you'll forget. And I'm like, nah,
no,
bitch. The
bitch.
minute
I told you
loosen up.
no. Oh man, no. I don't know. I never was actually with a girl before,
Okay.
so I figured out that I like girls for sure. But also, I figured out that it has to be like, it doesn't even necessarily like matter what they look like. Like I have maybe different types, I suppose, but not really. It's more about like the actual connection of wanting to be there, and then also enjoying just the whole process of the creation as
Right.
well. Like when you can tell that they're into it, because it's like a girl can be super hot, but it doesn't matter if she's like just faking it, because then I'm like, well, what am I doing here? Like it's not like don't lick like my hip abductor. That's not where my clit is. Like
At the same time, that's kind of intriguing if it's leading down.
no, it just like never gets there. I'm like, you know where this is. You have one.
Right.
I found it for you.
I showed you. Remember, I did this while I was doing this, and I was doing like the
Yeah, and I was doing
Game
like
Boy.
this.
Yeah, and you liked
And
it.
then I spread it and I went, oh, and then you went, and that's where mine is. Mine isn't over there. Like,
I want to ask a non-sexual question because
Yeah.
I've been wondering, how do you feel your fans have adapted to your new body style? Because you're now into fitness. Like when I met you, you're like me. I go fluffy fit. Like I literally, and I tell people that, and they look and they're like, "You were never fat." I was like, "I didn't say fat. I was fluffy."
No, I totally get that.
So-
I don't give a fuck. But I mean,
My voice is deeper than yours, so I know I already get that. Is she a trans already?
Oh
So-
my God. Don't get me
Wow,
fucking
really
started.
hot trans go right there.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Just because sometimes I put on deeper voices, it doesn't mean that I used to have testicles, nor do I currently.
however, it's just like, well, you can't. I get people asking, like, are you on the juice? And shit like that. I'm like, bitch, if I was on the juice, I would be like, massive.
Yeah, no,
I
I
would
can
be
tell you're natural.
huge. I would be fucking huge. I'm just shredded because I've just been like training. And it's like, I think anyone.
How many hours do you train a week?
Well,
Or is it daily?
lately it's been a little off because I've had like a lot going on. But typically I train every day, and even while I've been busy, it's like I do a minute amount to at least to maintain, whether it's like push-ups or practicing handstands or getting some chin-ups in and stuff like that. But it's like, I think that obviously overall, to anyone who's watched me for over the years or whatever, I think I'm happier overall.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a lot more, and I think that if they can't appreciate the fact that I'm happier as I am now, and it's not like I'm not on a diet. Like I've ate so many of those cookies.
I just
The past
cleared mine. I
couple
don't know if you guys watched how well I devoured that in like 5 bites, maybe 4.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's like it's not like I've had to change a lot to do what I'm doing. I stopped drinking alcohol. I don't think people had any idea how much alcohol I used to drink, because I hid it very well. And I'm talking even prior to, I've been sober about like a year and a half now.
I remember
no
you saying that.
alcohol.
Yeah.
And like even during camping times, I would drink a lot, and I was with someone who was an alcoholic, and that was something that was encouraged, and also it was something that actually like made it better, because it's
Yeah, you
like
were numb.
he would get mad if I wasn't drinking with him, and you do things to keep the peace, and but it was never keeping the peace, and it's like
How
the
long
more
were you
and
in the
more.
last relationship?
Almost 10 years before the divorce.
Okay.
Well, like as the divorce ended, it was about
I remember
about
when I
10
first
years.
met you, you were going through it. Like
Yeah.
you were separating.
I think
and-
it was like 9 years when the divorce started, and the divorce took
Yeah.
a year.
Okay,
so.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're
I
good.
pay attention. You were like, you still
Yeah.
have my number? I was like, I do still have your number. I still have the first text that we actually had. You're like, holy
Like
fuck.
so much happened like from that point on, and then even like minute times that I met you in between, then it was like so much shit I was going through. And I think that it's like people had
By
this,
the way, congratulations, because it takes a lot to get out of that situation whenever you're comfortable and you're just going through.
yeah, third time's the charm.
Hey.
But it kind of is, it's like it takes time, and some people never get there, and for a while I never thought I would. So it is what it is. But that was like a totally different life. And I think that people didn't know how unhappy I was. And I think, well, obviously people didn't know what I was going through. It's not like I was talking about it. Like, how was that going to work? I had someone sitting on the other side of a computer telling me things to say, you know, more often than not. And so it's like, people don't know what people that they watch on the internet are necessarily doing or going through, what their life is. And now I try to be transparent with things like this as much as I'm comfortable being, because it's like, you know, anytime that you have a secret, people try to use it
against you all the time.
I'm no stranger to that. And so it's like, I even had that in my own relationship. And so now, I don't know, things are just different, and it's all very new, and it's exciting.
I feel like when you come into the industry and you're open about your problems, like you said, it's used against you. It's used to cut off your work. People are like, oh, they're going through their drama. I don't mind sharing, because it actually comes out tomorrow for everyone to read. But like, I got in the industry, I was raped by my youth pastor, and I was 18, and it was my first time having sex, and it was very intimidating, and he was 13 years older than me, and I am young, and I am dumb. You know, I wasn't full of cum, obviously, at that time. But, you know, I was kind of saving myself for marriage. I was really into religion. I got pregnant. I have my daughter. She passed away 2.5 years ago. She had a heart attack. It was very sudden, and nothing was, what's the word I want to say, planned. There was no pre-existing condition. There was nothing. I got on a plane to go to Texas for a medical conference, and she dropped dead. It was a month after I signed my contract for Brazzers to come back that it happened. I know. And it was crazy, because they were the most amazing people in the world. They're like, you come back when you're ready. Your contract's on hold, whatever you need to do. I've gotten a set where I've been like crying my eyes out before I got there. I tell the directors ahead of time, I'm like, yo, Karen, I'm gonna let you know, I'm in the makeup chair right now crying. I am trying to get my shit together.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want to cancel? We don't give a fuck. What do you want to do? And I'm like, no, you already replaced it a girl. Like, I'm good. I just need a minute. And he's like, get to set at fucking noon. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you feel bad pushing everyone behind, but I'm like, yo, if I don't get myself, and it's not that.
And they know that you're trying, but they also respect you enough to be like, you need this time, and you need this from us, and we can make that happen for you. And I think that that's why, you know, I'm happy that my experience into the industry was with MindGeek, because, you know, they accommodated so much that,
and people hate on them so
that they didn't
much.
need to.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, like, my ex had a lot of ideas about, you know, how contracts work and things like that. And when I tell you the amount of amendments that they made to things based on knowing that it was him saying these things and needing these things, thank you. But it was one of those things that, you know, I hadn't really ever found another place in the job, especially because the job I did was from home, that when I got into the industry, it's like, I think there are always people that try to take advantage here and there, but overall, like, especially through MindGeek, I felt actually like respected. Like, I wrote scripts for them, you know, they respected the requests that I did have, especially, you know, when I had problems, especially doing like girl. I know this is probably kind of gross, but I wasn't used to scissoring. Right. My vagina did not like that. And they were accommodating to be like, okay, you don't have to do scissoring.
My pelvis bone is
I'm
literally
like,
bruised.
I am a girl contract performer. I can't be slapping all this new strange all the time. Like, not everybody be washing as much, you know?
No,
or like,
100%.
or even if they're not, sometimes their bacteria just doesn't align with yours.
Yep, I know
and I'm
that.
like, bitch, I'm having problems. And they're like, okay. You know, and so I would do like once in a while instead of like, you know, them requesting it every scene. And I could go to a producer and be like, I'm not doing this. And they're like, okay, you know? And so it's like, for anyone that wants to say how bad the industry is, I think it also depends, like, do your research on who you want to work with as far as companies go. For sure. But I'm saying, like, to kind of research the companies. So it's like, you have to have that respect for yourself, I think, to do the research in the first place, to be like, where's the best place that I'm going to be respected the most in an industry that's not respected.
Oh, yeah. I literally, when I got in, you know, there used to be a producer, and he is amazing, and I will always owe a big debt of gratitude to him for being the biggest pervert that I've ever met in my entire life, because it's amazing. I'm turning Johnny Castle into the second biggest pervert I've ever met, and it's dope. But, you know, I'd go to set, and I knew if I was on Jason's set, he was going to try and stick something that's like 12 inches deep inside your asshole, expect you to close your asshole around it, and then push it out. He put toothpaste in my asshole. He's like, how do you feel about toothpaste? I'm like, did you come up with the scene idea while you were in the fucking bathroom this morning brushing your teeth? He goes, kind of. Oh, you little motherfucker. He put the 3-stripe toothpaste in my butt, the whole tube. He had me do it. He squeezed it. He's like, okay, go. And I put it in. It was 3 stripes in, 3 stripes out. Girls brush their teeth, use the toothbrushes, pried my asshole open, spit back in there, then redip their toothbrushes and kept brushing. I knew if I didn't eat, I had to be 48 hours clean. There was no in or out.
I'm sorry, I don't know what my face looks like right now. This is blowing my
no.
mind.
I had, but again, this is I did my research. I already knew. Like, if I had any issue, like, that is the rudest thing I could do to a different performer, is not be that clean, because I know what he was asking from me. I knew I was going to be the one that was going to be gaping the biggest. I knew I was the one that's going to have some fucked up shit like toothpaste put in them. And you know what? Didn't burn, number one. Just so you guys know, it did not burn the asshole, because that's always a weird question I get. Did it burn? I'm like, no, it was minty fresh.
Right. Comment below if you're watching on YouTube. Did it burn?
Did it burn? Did you
Help
guys
the
try
algorithm.
Yo, wait. Better yet, did you try it yourself?
Did you try it yourself?
Just be like, it did burn, bitch. You lied to me.
If you've put toothpaste in your asshole per this conversation and it burned, send me a voicemail at anchor.fm/TWND.
You know, but here's the thing. Like you said, it's that research. Like, if I went straight into Evil Angel and started doing that crazy stuff, never knowing, like, there's a Wicked. Like, I did my third scene ever for Wicked, and I did my first scene ever for Vivid. And it's like, you start on those pretty companies and you're like, oh, this is just kind of, and I love them, but that's very vanilla sex. Like, one, I hate condoms. I'm allergic to latex. I'm allergic to skin condoms. All of that shit. Like, that doesn't work for me. Yeah, no. I'd rather go get tested every other day.
They dry me out, too.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that
I have
shit.
needle marks from I'd rather get stabbed 1,000,000 times than have a condom on your penis. That's how bad I am. I'm going to make you get stabbed, too, just so you know.
Yeah, you have to get
This is not
stabbed.
unprotected that way, guys. It's just unprotected on skin to skin.
That is the funniest thing, I think, ever, is people using the insult of people in our industry as, like, we're STD riddled, like, fucking, it's like, bitch, when was the last time you were tested? Or did you just Google, is this spot normal? Like, do you know what I mean?
Or like you said, sticking your fingers in your own vagina, being like, I feel like I'm off.
Maybe I should, I don't know, wash, like, or something. Do you know what I mean?
Bitch,
Like,
put some hydrogen peroxide in a fucking douche ball. Get rid of that yeast infection.
take a bath in some apple cider vinegar with baking soda.
There you
Like,
go.
do something, because it's like, I think it's sometimes I feel
very
like people are
intrigued by that, by
so
the way.
afraid of their own genitals
Yeah.
that, like,
I was ashamed
they
of
don't
them.
even regard. I was too, but it's so funny to me now that, especially being in this industry, I'm like, everybody's seen your genitals. You can look at them too. You can take care of them. You should take care of them. They get a lot more action than other people, man. Like, whether you're
when you're sending
masturbating,
like a vagina picture to somebody else and you're like, I miss the spot shaving. That's weird. And then you like literally move your finger over that one spot that's
and it's
unshaven.
like, peace.
And I'm like, here you go. Now you see my vagina all the way. Don't mind that
Oh
hair
my God.
that's sticking through the hole. It's fine.
It's so funny too, because I'm lasered, right? But I'm to the point where like some grows in, but it's like I think I've described it as like a prepubescent boy growing his first
Sparse.
mustache.
Yeah.
Like, it's like little hello, like just little ones, and I don't even care anymore. Sometimes I just
I'm
send
full
those
bush. I
pictures.
don't
I'm like,
even give a
I don't
fuck.
care. I don't care. That's the great thing about being 30 is I've realized that I can just not care.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been through enough shit from other people that I'm like, fuck you, look at my hair. It exists.
I started, I was very much like, when I got in, I was made fun of because I had a big ass. So now the big in thing, I used to get yelled at because I had thick thighs. I had a fat ass.
But
and
thick thighs save lives.
now they do. Back
know.
then, I was literally made fun of. They're like, oh yeah, Thunder Thighs is on set.
Oh my God.
I
That's
couldn't.
rude.
My thighs used to be so big, and not just because of muscles, just because like I was fluffy, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I could still fuck you
But
up.
that's
so.
like, that's so rude.
Oh no, like directors, I used to have black blonde hair in the beginning, and I had a director, which was actually Francois, and he already knows
Shout
because
out
I've dyed him
Francois.
out. He grabbed the black and the blonde, and this is on my Wicked scene, so I'm brand new still. And he goes, I like black, I like blonde, pick one, and then we would shoot you again. And I was like, and he's like, and you could do with losing some weight. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, I don't plan on. No, he's not the only one. So, but I could just throw it out there.
But I just know him.
Yeah, I know. We all do. No, but and that's
Come on,
it.
Francis, get your shit together.
And again, because the girl, of course you know him. But that was like one of those things that like you don't ever you literally get degraded during certain points of your career and not knowing, like you said, I can finally say fuck you, I know who I am.
Yeah.
You know, it took about a year and a half, and I had a LA Direct, and I had a agent that was very like, you go to set if you have issues or not, you go this way if you have this and that, you're gonna lose work, I'm not gonna book you. And then I was like, actually the director really doesn't like to see me wince in pain because I have a feminine issue. Why am I coming to set?
Yeah.
There's another girl who has a clean vagina who's looking for an opportunity to work with this guy in this company. I'd rather give it to them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. But
Yeah, for sure. Like I admire that about you, that you were able to like stand up for yourself a lot sooner, because I needed that.
well, you had somebody, like you said, dictating you from behind.
No, for sure. But it's just like, but I admire the fact that you took that into your own hands and you were just like, no, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
You know, Derek Pierce said I was Phoenix 2.0. He's like, you're Phoenix 2.0. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, look at you flipping fucking men. Who fucking flips men and chicks? I was
Risen
like,
from the ashes, born anew, the Phoenix.
but I wasn't trying to. It was fucking Tony T came. He's like, hey, I have these photos. And he showed me like some bodybuilder chicks lifting dudes over their head. And he's like, can you do this? I was like, yeah, I can lift Jordy over my head and bench press him into my face, but I'm not going to. And he's like, well, do something fun.
Yeah.
Can you flip him at least? And I was like, I don't know. I've never flipped a man. He's always 130 pounds.
That's
You got
amazing.
this. I was like, oh, okay. Had to figure out how to do it, right? The best part is how to get somebody down from being fucking curled in my arms and put against a fireplace.
Yeah.
I can't put him down gingerly.
Yeah.
That defeats it. So I literally took him and tombstoned him on a fucking bench.
Oh my God.
All the fans were like, look, Undertaker, tombstone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't mean to hurt you, Jordy. I called Ryan and I was like, I think I just raped somebody for the first time.
Oh my God.
Jordy did not speak English at the time, right?
Oh no. Yeah.
And like, I loved him to death from day
Yeah.
one. I did ask to see his ID. I was like, I just need to make sure for my conscience that you're over the age of 18. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
for
20.
sure.
Cool. Oh, great.
Barely there. Cool.
As long as it's not 18 and under. And like, he was so cool because he told Ryan, he goes, I had the best day ever. That was so much fun. I was like, really? Because I felt so bad the whole time. I mean, I was having fun, like the Superman on me. Like, I came up with that. I was like, why don't you just Superman? T's like, yo, what do you mean Superman? I was like, you know, he puts his arms up and he just keeps humping.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And I'm all, what? It's fine.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like every scene I do with Jordy from that point on, hey, can you Superman? I'm like, y'all realize that's not his signature and that's not mine, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm over here, like, thumbs up. I came up with all that. Like, people
Yeah.
think, oh, well, they really degraded you doing that.
You're like, no,
bitch, I did that.
I did that. I wanted to do
Yeah,
that.
I was like, yo, we should thumbs up while we do this. Like, it'd be really cute.
Like porn should be fun. It's do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like obviously there's times for it to be serious. You get like the movies and you get like the stuff, but like the basic day-to-day scenes, like people like that now and then, like that like harkens back, you know, to when shit, it was more fun and like it's entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
You
Especially
know?
whenever you go to set and it's like, you've been with a company so long, they start writing your own like sayings in them. Like I say fuck all the time. So now my script literally will be like, these motherfucking people. And I'm like, oh my God, they listen and they care. Thank you. Because I'm horrible at scripts and I'm very open about that. I
Yeah.
hate script days. I hate ad days. And I don't hate them for any other reason than I'm like, you guys are going to make me say things I wouldn't say any other time.
Yeah.
Now, all my scripts that I get are literally the way I would say them. And they're like, here, Phoenix, it's exactly you.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm like, yes, sir. It's actually me. I'm okay. I'll do it. Like, I'm sorry. Like the Jane Wilde scene that came out recently, it was me and Scott Nels. I haven't worked with Scott in years. He didn't even know I was going to use a strap on because he doesn't read the scripts. He saw me
Just
putting
shows
that
up.
thing on. I swear to God, it was the funniest shit ever. He's like, what's that for? I was like, I'm going to fuck her with you. And he's like, what? I'm like, you fucking whore. So Jane's like, and I'm not saying she's not into it. That's not anything I'm saying. But she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was like, bitch, learn to say something else. You fucking whore. And I hold her throat down. I start throat fucking her face, right?
Yeah.
And I pull out and I'm like, say something else. She's like, oh my God. I just put my, and I start telling her things to say.
Yeah.
And like, so we get done with just like that little first intro part.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower. I'm like, hi, I'm Phoenix. He's like, hi, I'm Scott. I'm like, let's fuck this bitch. And we throw her.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Literally all things improvised, all things they loved. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, but Scott goes, you can't call women those names. You can't do what you did to them. And I was like, well, I can, as long as they like it.
Yeah.
And I said, Jane, I'm like, you're good? She's like, I'm having a blast. I was like, cool, great, as long as you're good, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like, who cares? It should be fun. Like, I think, I mean, obviously gauge someone's comfort level, but I think especially shooting scenes, as long as you have, I think you kind of can. And also I think too, like, there's always that retroactive, you know, stuff like, well, after the fact, well, I didn't enjoy it. It's like, it's of course on people to make everyone else as comfortable as they can be.
Right.
But I think the responsibility also lies with each individual performer to blatantly and unabashedly make how you feel known.
Yes.
Because after the fact, it's pretty much he said, she said.
Yeah.
And it's like, and nobody is going to know if you don't, like, nobody's a mind reader.
No.
Nobody's going to make it known unless you do. If you say harder, they go harder. If they say you're into it, you're into it. If you're good, you're good. It's like you can't, and people, maybe it's that they don't realize that there is that level of respect.
Yep.
And it's like, but if you're in a space where you're not given that respect,
Don't be in that
leave,
space. Yeah.
fucking bounce. Like, you
But they're
don't
so
owe
needed to
anybody
that
shit.
check. That's my problem, is they do it for the money, and I would rather
Then
pay
start
the
making
bitch
your
rate.
own stuff and selling it yourself as a cam model. Let me tell you, or other. But it's like any form of content creation is like, you can get your name out there with companies for sure, and it's fantastic shooting with companies as long as your boundaries are respected. Because if you have any semblance of a following, if you make content, even if you make it on your phone, they're gonna buy it from you because they just want a piece of you.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
like you.
Like, respect yourself. I know I've said this so many times, guys. I'm sorry, I'm a broken record, but like, respect yourself enough to demand respect from other people, or they're not going to give it to you. They'll just see you as something that they can just trample all over. And as a former doormat, I know this to be true.
I think we've all had our doormat phase.
I
Just,
think
you know,
we
mine
have.
just wasn't in
I'm just
porn.
giving you, hopefully, the awareness to maybe prevent it or get out of it earlier on, because you don't need that shit.
I like that. The get out of it if you're in that spot, because I think, you know, again, like you said, you just don't want the fight. You don't want the argument. You're trying to figure out yourself.
But you can't figure out yourself when you're just appeasing someone else.
Oh, true. I've done it. I've done a lot. I'm an enabler. You heard earlier. I was like, oh, it's okay. It's fine. I don't mind. Like, it's good. As you blast yourself in the face with the wine opener.
Oh my God, tell me about that. She squirted all over me, basically.
I handed her the bottle. She made her own choice.
I squirted all
Let's
over
clarify.
myself, let's be clear.
I would not. This is not pee in a cup. It's like a nice Chardonnay from ZD Wines. If you guys want to send us ZD Wines, she's not going to drink it, but I will.
But I will give it to her, and we'll have her back, and she'll drink the other
I know, right? I was like, oh, dear God, I know we've been talking forever. Hope they don't hate us. They're probably like, go back to that one part. Go back to that one part, you know?
Well, we'll just have to have you back
know.
for even more. Do you have anything new coming up? I know that you just came back from...
I was in Hawaii. I've been in
all over.
London. I've been in Montana. I've been in basically anywhere that you can think of the last 2 months. And my next month is literally filled with more shoots. Like, I shoot tomorrow with Alexis Fox and Xander. Love them.
Fantastic.
I don't know who they replaced the girl with on Wednesday, but there's a girl. And then I have Cool Sculpting Masters program. I still do cool sculpting all over the world and teach people how to do it.
Cool.
Medical side. And then Montana. And then I go to Cancun for a week.
Just everywhere.
Then I go to Miami for a week. I get to work with J-Mac twice. Yes. Anal. Go browsers. Finally big dicks. I love it. That's why I literally went to London. I was like, my dime. I'll pay for everything. Just give me Danny D. And they're like, why? I was like, because you get to a point where you just need that
The extra.
different. No, you just need the different.
The
like,
different.
You know, I work with Scott Nels all the time. I work with Xander. I work with
What's like your perfect, like,
Cock.
every day is good? You know what I mean? Like, without, obviously
Somebody
you
I
need the
love.
difference. Exactly, but is that just it? Or is it like, no matter the size, like, if you love him, if he has
I'm
a 3-inch
into him,
penis,
it's good. I mean, you know, Rocco's got a nice, or Johnny Castle, whatever name. He goes by both too, so who cares? Like, Johnny's dick's perfect. It's like 6 inches. It's really girthy. It might be a little bit bigger, but I'm just giving if we were doing real numbers.
Yeah.
6 inches. It's girthy. It's like, to me, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I fucked 2 guys right now. One's got like a bigger penis. He's like 8 and he's really girthy. And then I fuck one that's like a perfect 6 again. And it's like, you know.
Variety is the spice of life.
I mean, I will say this. If it's less than 6, then you start going, how are you at oral? I haven't really come much from oral, but let's try it. Like you said, that penetration is like key for me.
Yeah.
It's intimacy and like
It's like the being inside and like it's just like the closeness. It feels like different. And it's like I like oral. I can get off from oral, but I also didn't have pretty much any oral until I started doing girl. My ex did not. No.
Yeah, I've never had that problem, thank God. I don't know, but for me, I don't get off from oral. So like it's like, you know,
it's harder. It's harder for me. Like with my clitoral. my clitoral is like sick with like vibrators. Like I really like it, and I can get off from oral. But even if getting off from oral, I need fingers.
Yeah, no, I love it. But like that's things that like, you know, people think, oh well, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna just do what I always do. It makes people come. I literally finish scenes, and I've done one recently with Katie Cush. I tried to get a toy in her butt, and she just wasn't in it. Right, like the director literally spent 10 minutes, like basically fisting her 8 fingers in before we even started, making her squirrel all over the couch. And I'm like, you just inflamed her asshole. It's not going to work. I start trying to get a toy in her that's like decent. I don't know if it's big, but some people say it's big. It's probably bigger than your toys, I'm going to be honest. But like it was decent. And I tried getting in her, and the whole scene was basically me attempting. She's like, I want to make you come. I was like, bitch, you didn't earn the chance to make me come. She's like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, yeah. And I'm honest in my scenes. I'll be like, yo, it didn't work. High five, good try. Like, I love you.
Yeah.
But that's the whole purpose is like, why am I going to lie if you made me come or not? That doesn't work for me. You'll know if I'm coming. My eyes are in the back of the head. I'm fucking coming. Like, we're done. I don't do this whole like, oh my God, it's so good. Thanks. Oh God. And that high squeak voice.
Yeah, I don't like the squeaky. No, because it just, maybe that's how some people come, but it just seems fake to me. Because sometimes I will come, and like people maybe don't know, because I'm very quiet. Sometimes I'm quiet. Yeah. Like I'm not like I'm not like shrieking and shit. Like I ain't trying to like wake the neighbors. So I'm just, I don't know. Everybody comes differently, but I swear, like, and even this is coming from fans telling me what they enjoy in content. We don't need to scream. So if you think you need to scream, just know that you don't. And if you physically do need to scream, scream. But like, as soon as my tongue touches your clit, you are not coming. No. Please stop sounding like you're trying to.
I remember the first time I ever saw a girl come ever in my entire life. And I'd been in about I got my sexy life because it was for that. So I'd been in about 10 months. And Mafia, which is Reality Kings at the time, gave me my first sight, my sexy life. And I worked with Puma Swede. Mm-hmm. And she put a Hitachi on her vagina. And I watched it literally pulse. Until I was just like, oh my God, I've never seen that. I've never seen my pussy do that. Like without anything in it, right? Yeah. So for me, I was just like, the most intriguing shit I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. I was like, she just came and her vagina's like trying to suck on something. And I'm in awe. I'm literally like, if you guys ever can find it, because they took down Mafia, but if you could ever find that scene with me and Puma Swede, she just made herself come. And I am just literally in awe watching that vagina come. And I was like, wow, I want that. And I used to hate the Hitachi. That's something I learned to like in porn, because Kink used to use it against me as punishment.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else is like, and I'm going to make you come. And the girl's like, yeah, you're bored. I was like, stop. Hurt me instead. No. I never say red. No, I only said red in my entire life once. And it was because Shanta said that she was going to turn my asshole into roast beef and use a single tail on me after I told her no. Yeah, that works really quick when somebody single tails your asshole. She's like, I'm going to make your money maker look like roast beast. No. It's like, wow, I didn't know we're the Who's from Whoville.
No, I don't like that. No, it worked. Like watching the vagina come is actually really cool, and that's why I'm like, too, guys. I mean, maybe girls aren't keegling a lot. I don't know. I kegel all the time. I'm kegling right now. You just can't even tell. But I
saw a movement actually. Just so you know.
Oh, did you? I can't.
Because she actually did right then, and I used to.
I did it extra hard, and I'm like,
I know. I know that feeling. I've definitely done that where I was like,
but it's like I can feel my vagina pulse when I come. If your penis is in, you should know if you made me come. You shouldn't have to ask. And if, you know, like...
I had it where I was with one of somebody, I won't say his name, but everyone knows it, because if you follow my Instagram, he's recently been posted on there. But, like, he made me come so hard. I was frothing from my vagina. And I'm telling you, girl, I looked down and I was like, is it tangy? It ain't fucking... I've never come that hard, and I was just so desperate for his dick that I came frothy. And I was
That's
like,
amazing.
but you know, when you're like, and he pulled out and he's like, I've never seen this before. And I was like, I've never done this before.
That's amazing. What a
It's
feeling.
usually that like orgasm after a fight. Because you're just like, oh my God, I just need it. I want that connection from you because you felt apart.
I don't even know. My ex didn't give me orgasms, much less after a fight. So I don't have
Just
any
start a fight with your
comparison.
man and be like, listen, bitch, I hate your haircut.
He's so cute. I don't want to hurt him.
Wow, she went straight violent on that. She's like, I don't want to hurt him. I didn't say you had to punch this.
I can hurt people emotionally.
I'm not as good at that. I just can't do it. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'll beat you physically. Just kidding.
If
No,
they
but I
cry,
won't.
I come. I swear to God, I watch
Give me
porn.
those emotions. Let me lap it up.
Ergo, why I'm into hentai. I'm like, oh, she's crying. Crying
so
from
many
cum, crying from
tentacles.
pain. No, I can't do that.
Not the
No.
tentacle ones.
No, I'm not into it. I've tried to watch some shit like that, and it was just like, eh. You know, I can, again, that's when you turn it off and you start going in your head, and you're like, where you start scrolling through all the hentai pictures, and you're like, oh, she's crying. Hold on. And it's like, flashing. I'm like, I came. Okay, good, thanks.
That's perfect. Oh my God. I don't know. I've discovered like so much about sexuality in the porn industry as well, like how few women actually masturbate outside
I didn't.
of the industry, and I didn't either. So but I never really thought about that because I've been in it like for so long, even just like selling my videos or camming and stuff like that.
Right.
Not like you.
No,
but
I just looked at it, I was like, oh, she says
not,
so long.
Not
I
like
love how
you, but
cold
as
your
far
hands
as
are. What
my
the
hands are
fuck?
always cold and clammy.
No wonder why this place is so warm.
They're always cold and clammy.
I love it. I literally will have you just put your hands on me and be like, just put my neck.
My man is always warm like you, and I'll like come up and I'm like,
You're like, I'm gonna put my feet on your back now, just to get that.
yes. It's always good to watch him squirm. In every
Not the only
conceivable
one
way.
that's sick. Thank you. I thought I
No.
was the only one.
I like to watch. I like to watch it all.
Would you say you're more voyeur or more into?
Oh, I like being watched. I don't know as much as like I like watching the person I'm with when I'm making them come.
Okay.
Like I like
So you're more in.
watching them.
You know, I think for me, it's more of a like. If you're more voyeur, you want to watch me on the couch playing myself, fisting my own ass, and like.
I'm sorry. I'm an exhibitionist.
Okay.
But I just like to watch. Like I get off on making people come.
Okay.
So I like it.
I like voyeur. Like I literally did a scene. It was the best intro I've ever done, and it was for my own stuff. And I had Lena Paul and Johnny Castle in there. He's stroking his cock, and he's like, "Okay, how are we gonna start?" I'm like, I sat down on the couch because they're both just eagerly waiting to fuck me, and I was like, no, you guys start. And to watch both their face go, we've already had sex with each other. I'm like, I know you have. Go ahead. If
Do
it's
it again.
interesting enough, I'll fuck you. But I just wanted to watch her. I just wanted to see the dynamic.
Yeah.
And then
No,
like,
I would love. Yeah, you can watch me anytime you want.
all right, well, that happened today. Do you have your own Pornhub channel? I'm just checking for a friend.
I do, but I like to monetize.
Okay, sure. OnlyFans.com. Oh, no. Be careful how you say that, Molly, because I will tell you this right now. I literally joined Danny D's, like, OnlyFans because I want him to stick things in his butt. He won't do it, just so you know. I was like, $10,000 right now if he fucks himself and I get it. Just for me. I swear to God, I'd sell that shit in crypto and put it on somebody's wallet so they have it.
NFT it.
Oh,
Mint it.
Yeah, all day. Like, why wouldn't you, right?
I've decided that I want. People are asking me, "Are you gonna make NFTs?" I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'd make. And then I was like, damn, I should NFT each nipple. That's just it. Just one nipple each.
You're going to pull
and then
off
an
your
NFT
body
of
the way you said that.
No. Just like a really close up image of my nipple. But there's only the two, and then there's only the lefty. Wait, the lefty, and then the righty.
She's like, I don't know.
There's only
I'm
3
really-
available, and then you mint it.
3? Hold
You
on.
can-
Wait,
you can own-
what 3? You have
'cause
3
you get
nipples? Hold on. What?
No, you get the double view,
Okay.
and then the individuals, but they're
Okay.
3 separate NFTs.
Because
Then you can own my nipples technically digitally.
So with that being said, you wouldn't want to do it like that. You would. You want to talk NFT and making money, we'll discuss in a minute. Okay.
We're going to have to.
And you're going to be like, holy fuck, what am I doing with my life? Because it's one thing to do NFTs individually and get like monetized for a certain percentage for life. There's a whole nother way where you're consistently making a lot more income off of each resell, right?
Okay, fantastic.
So yeah.
We need to discuss.
That could be a whole nother podcast of
For sure.
how the fuck does Phoenix know how to make money everywhere.com.
No, I'm actually super into it because I'm into crypto as well.
Alright, dope.
So I'd be down for another podcast. I'm actually having Daniel back soon to talk. Daniel Trujillo back to discuss like virtual reality, crypto, and all that stuff. So that'll be fun to look.
So he's
forward
gonna
to.
probably talk about my friend's Bathing Ape Club that he made.
Probably.
Yeah, the Mutant Club. And then I'm gonna be like, why not just talk to the man who made it himself? But that's all. I've got friends. You let me know, girl.
Okay, girl. I'm down for anybody that wants to come over to my house so that I don't have to leave it.
She made me drive 15 minutes to get here.
That was actually sick. I was like,
I was
this
like,
worked out because everyone's always like, you're so far. I'm like, oh, far from shit. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
Everywhere's close to Vegas.
It's like literally if you go from the strip, it's 30 minutes for the whole circle, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go, okay,
and
I'm
there's
going
rush
to Henderson.
hour on the
Right.
strip, but it's an hour.
But
it's literally rush hour.
But the deal is, we are in the Red Rock area. I'm just going to say that, right? So like our side really doesn't get that much traffic, even if it's at 5 o'clock.
No, it's
you
just
go by
and
the
Vegas
bend.
has just a huge loop.
Yeah.
And you can get like side streets and all that stuff. Vegas is actually like, I think out of most of the places that I've lived, it's like the best laid out for as far as just getting places and like traffic flow and shit, and even construction. Like I came down here from Seattle, where the same stretch of highway has been under construction since like the 1980s, and I came down here and they started construction. And I was like, fuck, it's gonna take forever. And like the next time I went down to the strip, it was done. I was like, what the fuck? It's like been like 2 months.
Just so you know, there's a lot of construction between Flamingo and
yeah,
the Sahara. Like just so you know,
Been down
now,
that way.
in case you have to go anytime soon. Go to
Yeah.
Lavo, for instance.
Okay.
That's my favorite restaurant. If you wanted to take me out to eat after we fuck.
Oh,
Just saying.
I would be super down. We actually have to plan that. I'm super stoked on some
in,
stuff.
yeah.
So I have a new product coming out that I can't talk about yet, but
Oh, what a tease,
I'll talk to
dude.
you about it.
Okay. I was like, yo, shut the cameras off. You can't be teasing me. That's fucked up.
Well, pretty much everybody knows who you are, but
Okay.
in case they don't know where to find you, you want to tell people where they can find you?
Sure.
Maybe.
OnlyFans, Phoenix Murray. Brazzers.com. Phoenix Murray. I'm P Marizzle on Twitter, PMARZZLE, and you can find me on what's my name? This 15th account. Oh, that's right, Melissa P Marizzle. Because I figured if I use my real name, I have a chance to stay.
That works.
But they all think that this fake account's my account now. So
Of course.
I love when my fake account has like 300,000 followers and my real one only has 122,000 followers. I'm like,
Isn't it funny the way that works? It's like, just verify people. Goddamn.
No, we're in porn and we didn't pay somebody $10,000, so there we go. I'll pay the $10,000. Just tell me where to go,
pay
right?
Somebody. Like, just make the catfishes stop, man. I'm tired of hearing about this
Can
shit
you
from people.
imagine if we could get rid of all the catfishes, how many followers we'd have?
Oh my
And we didn't get our accounts deleted?
It's ridiculous.
When I got in and, again, Instagram first started having things, I had 3.7 million followers. Then all of a sudden they introduced shadow ban. Then I got to 2 million and then I got deleted again. Then I got to 7 and they got deleted again. So I don't even care anymore. I literally do it because
Everyone knows where you are. They'll find you, hopefully. And it's kind of like, if people can't find you at this point.
they don't like me and it's okay. And I'm good with that shit because my check's still clear. You know, Lisa Ann gave me the best word of wisdom ever in my life. She goes, I don't care what they call me as long as my check's clear.
Boom.
It's like, well, damn, because you know all the remakes say like some really fucked up shit. So yeah,
Absolutely.
back to you, Molly.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for coming. Everybody give Phoenix a round of applause, or, you know, a round of lower applause. You know what I'm talking about. And go show her some support. And thank you for coming. Thank you to be liking and subscribing and leaving a comment for the algorithm. We're going to comment below, does it burn? Just remember that. And I will see you next week.
Bye, guys.